Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. And when I say we, I mean myself and my amazing brother from the same mother, D. D, what's happening?
How was your week? I missed you. We didn't stream last week. I missed streaming with you last week. I missed all of you last week.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like it was interesting having a Saturday off. But yeah, it was definitely a weird. Well, I guess the whole Saturday wasn't off. It just went off around like 8:30 when we realized that we couldn't stream in here. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. But happy to be back. Happy to be here. On another Saturday morning. For a lot of you. So good morning. If you are joining us in the morning, for people like Chantel and Doug over in Australia, good evening to you. Good night, actually, to you, because I guess you're a little bit farther there. Ernie, Shark Scrapper, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. Viper also in the house.
Viper,
what is going on? Viper, the man about tech. You know what? I do not think.
Did you not bring it? Did you not?
Yeah, because
I know we have it.
Because I have the whole new setup. But I don't think, I haven't put Viper in there yet. He's on the, so he'll be in here on my next update there. But yeah, so hope everybody's doing amazing. So if this is your first time here, what we are doing is we are looking at YouTube channels. We're answering YouTube questions. So if you are a content creator, you are in the right place. If there's anything at all that you're like, hey man, I'm just trying to figure this thing out about YouTube. How does this work? How does that work? I'm trying to figure out how to make money for my channel, trying to figure out how to get more views, like whatever the thing is. There is a form that is pinned at the bottom of the chat right now, or top, depending on the version of YouTube that you have. If you click on that link, it'll take you to a form where you can put your question and we will get it answered on the stream. Or if it's something where you need feedback, like thumbnails, whatever that thing is, then we will take a look at your channel and give you that feedback as well. So that's what's going on in terms of what we are doing here on the stream. So if that is of interest to you, make sure that you do go ahead and get your questions down into the form that is pinned in the chat.
Do we have a show sponsor for today?
We do. It is Opus Clip. Opus Clip is a live or a repurposing tool. With Opus Clip, they make it to where you can easily take one long form piece of content, like this live stream, for example. We do it here with this. We put them on a different channel. And I also have it going out to like TikTok automatically and like some fun stuff like that. But basically what you do is you take one long form piece of content, either a live stream or just a longer video, and then you put it into Opus Clip, and then it gives you a bunch of clips that you can use all over social media for a bunch of different reasons. A lot of people are growing completely different accounts around that. They're using it as a way to get themselves in front of more people via different accounts and things like that. But you can try out Opus Clip for yourself and see all of the amazing tools that they have. They even have something called Agent Opus, which is something I've been playing with a lot, and it's really fun, makes really good animated videos. So if you're into that sort of thing, you should check that out as well. But you can find out more information at tryopusnow.com if you want to hook me up with an affiliate link, or you can just go to opusclip.com, and all roads will lead to Rome, so to speak.
Agent Opus.
Yeah.
That just sounds like it's up to no good.
It does. It sounds, it's like, sunglasses, the hat. Yeah, you have the vision that comes.
Trench coat, like in dark shadow, some New York alleyway.
Right. Like, hey, what are you doing back there? Oh, I'm just making videos. What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just making animated videos. What are you doing back there?
I'm clipping videos. What are you up to?
Yeah. Yeah, Doug says he's digging the current Opus Clip. Me as well. Wiggy, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. So if you are just joining us, just as a quick reminder, what we're doing is we are answering YouTube questions. We're going to be, just kind of having our own conversation as well along the way. But we are answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything it is you're doing on YouTube, you can put it in the form that is linked down in the chat. Or if you're watching this on somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nicknimmin.com/ask, and it sends you straight to that same exact form where we can get you taken care of as well. So while we're waiting on questions to come in, D,
do we have any YouTube news?
We do actually.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we will. I was going to ask you something else, but we'll talk about that now.
No, you can ask me now. Go ahead.
So we have Mandalorian came out.
Did it?
And I know that neither of us have seen it yet.
Okay.
But what are your thoughts on Mandalorian for, in case, people don't know that it's come out yet? I know that it's getting beat up a little bit online. What do you think?
I'll go see it.
Yeah.
I'm not like super excited for it, but I'll go see it. Okay. I like the show.
Yeah.
And I'll have a good time.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those, wow. Star Wars.
Yeah. All right.
You know the story.
Okay.
You know what's going on.
Sure. Yeah.
If it was like some new some new character or some new thing or something like that. Yeah.
But they've already kind of played their hand, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be fun. Right. I'll probably go see it this week.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it as well.
DIY
Audio Guy says, if you're new to YouTube, keep grinding. It takes time. Absolutely. What are you going to say, D?
The reviews say this is not the way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For the Mandalorian.
All right, so we'll have to check in next week and see if it was the way or not. Right after we get a chance to check it out.
So is that what you were going to talk about before you get into YouTube news?
It was.
You prioritize that.
I did.
I like your style, dude.
Yeah, because for Star Wars fans and whatnot, that's an important event.
Is.
So when it gets to YouTube news, though, what we are going to talk about now is first. YouTube is in the process of rolling out. I don't have it here, and I don't have it even with my VPN on, so I'm not sure exactly, who has it yet. But Ask YouTube is a new conversational interactive search experience that lets you go deeper with your searches. So basically...
Is it like Agent Opus level deep?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But basically, with this, they are basically just redoing how search works on YouTube. So you are still going to be able to find stuff. You're still going to be able to get search traffic, all of that stuff. But they are changing how people interact with YouTube search and with Google search as well as part of the updates that they're rolling out. So keep an eye out for that. And if you see the Ask YouTube option show up when you search for something on YouTube, and you can actually look for this right now. If you see that Ask YouTube option show up, click it and then start searching around for, the type of content you make and just see what shows up and see the type of, information you get back from it. But for that, yeah, I have the high Premier plan, Kathy Fit. But basically, when it comes to that, that's definitely something to keep an eye on, especially if you're a content creator that targets search in any way, shape, or form with your content, either YouTube search, Google search, or both. In addition to that, their premium light plan is bundled with their Google AI plan now. That doesn't really impact you as a content creator, so we'll skip that one. But Gifts and Jewels are also rolling out in more countries like Brazil and Italy, giving YouTube content creators a new way to earn, which is also cool if you happen to be in those countries.
Well, it's kind of nice of them to think of the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It is. They're rolling that out.
Right. It is.
Go YouTube.
Yeah. But when it comes to the AI search stuff that they're doing, it's really interesting. So, hey Renee, what's going on, man? Hope that you're doing awesome. Yeah, I have premium, man, but it's not on any of my premiums for some reason.
Ditto.
Not yet. It could just be my location, but I tried it at home at the VPN, and it also wasn't in there. But as a additional thing, they have also rolled out a new, we'll call it a new metric called unique reach inside of YouTube Analytics as well. So with unique reach, what this is where, and I think this was out 5 days ago, but because we didn't stream, well, I guess, yeah, it would still be relevant this week too. So yeah, with unique reach, basically what it is YouTube is predicting the amount of people that you might have, or not you might have, but your viewers might have watching with them. So what they're doing with this particular thing is they are bringing YouTube up to broadcast standards or television standards to where they use, I think it's called Nielsen ratings.
Nielsen ratings.
Yeah, in order to predict ballpark how many people are interacting with, a TV show and things like that. So they are applying that to YouTube, and you can see that in your stats as well.
And do I understand it correctly? It's how many people are watching it essentially with you.
Yes, with them, with the viewers, yeah. For example, if somebody's watching on a phone, they're probably watching it by themselves. If we're watching on a TV in a living room, then then they might predict that it's being watched with additional people.
They're trying to gauge how many people's watching this content at once,
right?
At the same time on TV,
right? And when it comes to like television advertising, like those types of things are important. So because of the scale of YouTube and everything that's happening with, just YouTube being like the spot now, it basically is taking all of that and it's applying it to YouTube. And content creators that are, getting, that type of traffic, they can also use that to present it to brands as well. Because in some cases, it's going to be more people that, could be, interacting with the channel in terms of unique viewers. So that's good.
I think it's hilarious that we went from, we need to get away from cable TV because it's too expensive. And we have moved away from TV.
Evolution. Yep.
And we went to the internet and everything was great for a period of time. We had the streaming services that were $4 a month or something like that. And now we're back to everything, going back to the TV.
Right.
But we're paying more money than ever for all these streaming services.
Right.
So we're paying more money now than we've ever paid in our
Well played, universe.
Well played. Well played, universe. Some mastermind There was a roundtable meeting somewhere.
Right.
Probably involved Renee Ritchie.
Probably did.
And they were like, okay, we need to think about how to trick these people.
And to pay more premium.
To pay even more premium. So here's what we're going to do.
So a couple things really quick is Renee mentioned that the Ask YouTube is early access for premium users, he believes. And another thing also that he added some clarity to is he said YouTube's actually doing its own version of the, the checking or predicting how many people might be watching, but they're checking it against partner services like Nielsen. Yeah, so I kind of presented that one a little bit off there. And in terms of the unique reach analytics, that is also in your advanced mode analytics. And in addition to that, another update for YouTube is that they also have now where you can use music for image posts as well in YouTube Shorts. So you can add music to them as well. So if you are a Shorts creator and you're uploading images into Shorts, then you now have the option to also, use music as a part of those image posts as well.
Music from YouTube Studio or popular music?
Yeah, from YouTube services. Yeah. From their
Renee, what's the copyright situation with that?
It's probably the same as it is everywhere else, I would guess.
Yeah,
on the platform.
Right. Like, did YouTube license that content to allow people to? I'm assuming it's popular music. Otherwise, who cares, right? I'm assuming they license the content out to allow people to use it in their short form videos. I'm guessing. Otherwise, there'll be a copyright apocalypse.
Right. Yeah. So with that, it's using their creator music. So some of it's popular music, some of it's just like regular stuff. It just basically just allows you to be able to just add some type of music to your image posts. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's exciting news, and that is the news. So now we are going to go ahead and get into YouTube questions. And just as a reminder, if this is your first time here, what we're doing is we are answering YouTube questions, looking at YouTube channels, giving you feedback on the stuff that you're doing. So if you have questions about what you're doing on YouTube, or you want feedback on anything that you're doing, there is a form that is pinned to the bottom of the chat right now. If you click on that link, it will take you to the form where you can put in some information about what you're trying to do with your channel, things like that. And then we will get that pulled up on the stream today. If you can go ahead and get that in there.
See, I knew Renee would have an answer. He says, I think it's only the free music library or the Dream Track for the experiment. There you go. Thanks, Renee. That's why we love having Renee in here. For those of you who don't know, Renee Ritchie is YouTube's creator liaison. YouTube's creator liaison. Mm-hmm. So before we get into the questions, there's something I need to bring to everyone's attention.
Uh-oh.
And this is really...
I get worried anytime D says something like that. I'm like, uh-oh, what's he going to say?
No, this is important.
And really quick, there's additional clarity here as well. Renee mentioned that image post carousels up to 10 images can be shown in the Shorts feed, but it's still an experiment. You'll see metrics like views display similar to Shorts. Okay, go ahead, D.
Yeah, this is very important. If you make talking head content, I urge you to go to Fiverr when this stream is over. Fiverr.
Oh, yeah.
And type in...
This is more of a public service announcement?
This is a public service announcement to everyone.
Yeah.
And this is probably going to apply to those of you who have a bit of a fan base and have been known a little bit, because they have to train the AI on you to get this information. But there's a problem happening with Fiverr right now where bad actors are using AI-generated videos where it matches the voice and the image, and they're selling essentially $5 gigs of... Now, I'm not saying Renee's part of it. I didn't see Renee there, but for example, somebody like Renee, he's made hundreds of videos, maybe thousands, I don't know. But they're taking people like that who they can train their AI on.
Yeah, you mentioned Vanessa Lau is in there also.
Vanessa Lau is one of them, right. To where they're selling packages pretending to be the person, but it's all AI generated. So if you've been on YouTube for a while, I urge you to go over there, check the
Or social media in general, I guess.
Social media in general, yeah, because they're using AI to sell your image over on Fiverr. And I don't know why Fiverr is allowing this to go on, but it's...
probably not enough reports yet or something would be the...
It's a problem. Yeah. Anyway, keep an eye on Fiverr, because somebody might be jacking your... Yeah, it's like a bootleg cameo. Yeah. And for Vanessa Lau, they have her, one of the examples that she's endorsing some product. And I'm just like, wow, that's...
Yeah, that's shady.
Somebody's going to catch a lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
On that one. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, especially like imagine, okay, like if you were to run across that out in the wild. Like I know there is, I just saw, it was either YouTube Shorts or TikTok yesterday. I saw there is a lady, her name is Cat GPT.
Okay.
Is her no, it wasn't her. It was a different one. She's a voiceover artist for this one.
Okay.
So they did that with her.
First of all, Cat GPT is an awesome name.
Yeah, it is, and she's an awesome creator too. But in terms of this particular creator, she's a voiceover artist, and she's done work with like Pixar and all these like major brands and everything. But she's like a known in that world, and TikTok is using her to advertise.
Oh man.
Yeah. So somebody reported it to her, and she was sharing it on her channel, and she was like, yeah, basically I'm being copied here, and she has sent cease and desist orders to TikTok and all that stuff. So she's in that limbo period right now of seeing what's going to happen. But that same exact thing happened to her, to where they're using her voice, they're using her image, and they're making it something that she didn't create.
Yeah, we're moving into a really dangerous area.
Yeah.
It will be sorted out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it will be sorted out, but there's going to be a lot of blood and guts spilled before it gets sorted out.
Right.
And there are going to be some intellectual property lawyers that are going to make a lot of money. There's going to be some creators who sue some of these platforms that are going to make a ton of money.
Yep.
And then it will get sorted out. Yeah, it's Fiverr with 2 R's.
Yeah.
And if you're brand new to YouTube, this isn't something that you should be worried about yet.
Yeah.
But if you've been on the platform for a while, or any social media platform, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and you're putting your likeness out there where they can actually train their AI on your likeness and what your voice sounds like, then I would go over there and have a look through. I think there's a lot of pages to look through. I looked through a handful, and I saw a handful of creators that I recognized. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem.
And this is why YouTube's rolled out their likeness detection too.
Yeah,
because they know people are going to be doing this kind of thing. So they're like, hey,
YouTube's ahead of the curve.
Yeah, YouTube's definitely ahead of the curve on that one.
Yeah, YouTube's ahead of the curve instead of being reactive. A lot of these other platforms are going to be reactive.
Yeah,
they're going to end up in lawsuits.
Yep.
But for those of you who don't know, who've ever had to try to take things down on Fiverr, I've had countless Fiverr, I'm going to air quote, artists steal my digital products that I would sell, and they would sell them on Fiverr. Absolute nightmare to get that stuff taken down on Fiverr. Even if you go through all the proper channels, you do all the things that should immediately have it taken down, nightmare. And Fiverr doesn't terminate their accounts. They don't do anything. They just let them keep going.
I had that happen. I think it was during the pandemic. I had that happen with my thumbnails.
Yeah.
So somebody took my thumbnails with like me and used them as their profile, like their examples for their portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I think
they took it down though.
There was a time where I think Fiverr was good, but we've moved into an era where I wouldn't trust anything from anyone selling anything on there at all.
They also have their like pro stuff also. So they have like their pro layer to it. Interesting.
Don't trust it.
So we're going to go ahead and answer some YouTube questions, and we don't have many. So just as a heads up, if you do have a question, go ahead and put it into the forum, and we'll get it answered on the stream today. And if not, then you get to listen to me and D ramble about whatever it is that we'll ramble about in the meantime.
I'll just keep throwing Fiverr under the bus. We can do every top
3
of the
hour
hour.
Fiverr. Yeah,
like a top of the hour.
Right? Yeah, let's reset the room.
Yeah, for those
you know who Fiverr
is? Us, if you're using Fiverr.
Right. So Explorado 80 is our first question here. They upload bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do adventure content. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, I am an adventure channel, but I live stream daily walking on the beach, my health regime, garden at home. I'm trying to figure a way to tie it all in without starting a new channel and keep talking about topics that move me. So when it comes to YouTube, it's important. What happened?
Thanks to today's sponsor.
Oh, Fiverr. Yeah. So when it comes to YouTube and making content about YouTube, so in your case, you are posting content about your life and it's, adventure things, and all of that is perfectly fine. The thing that is helpful when it comes to YouTube, and we'll just call it best practice, is the way that we like to, kind of frame that, is if you are just uploading content for the sake of, having a good time, and you're just trying to connect with, some people that are, watching the videos, things like that, and not trying to turn it into something to where you are, known for something, then in that case, uploading a bunch of variety content is definitely something that you can do. But traditionally, that's the hardest path to take when it comes to growing a YouTube channel. And in your case, because one of the things that you mentioned here is that you would like to be a full-time content creator, and quit your job as a part of that drop down as well. So if that applies, then one of the things that is important to make sure that you're thinking about when it comes to your YouTube channel is that your YouTube channel is something that other people use. Like, you use it as a way to express yourself, but it's also something that other people use as a resource for a certain type of content. And when you start mixing up that resource and you start making, or diluting that resource, I should say, and you start making it where you publish videos and portions of your audience are like, yeah, that's not even what I subscribed for, then in that case, you start making it difficult to grow because you start essentially working against yourself. So for example, and I'll just do a little demonstration here to just kind of hammer this one home. But basically, when you are publishing videos to your YouTube channel, and you have things like this, right? You have like solo hiking adventure, van life dinner. Here's what I learned of van life. Okay.
Is this actually her channel?
Yeah. So we have van life here. That's good. So that reaches those people. We have van life. This reaches van life people that are interested in seeing the ins and outs of van life. This one might have a little bit of crossover, so I'll just leave that one as kind of like a gray. And then here, every woman turning 50 or over, you need this, right? You need to do this. So the problem here, and I'm just going to put a red on this one, and then sunrise drumming for mental health and grounding rituals. Yeah, that's another one just based on the framing, right? So you could tie that into van life, but just based on the framing, we're also going to put this one as a no, but we're going to change this one blue because topically it's different, okay?
She plays a handpan.
She does. This one's more, it's like this one's called something else. It's not called the handpan, but it's the same family of instruments.
I didn't ask you for an education on the instrument.
I have both. I have one of these and a handpan. That's why I said it. So, but the idea here is, let's say, and this is the idea that I'm trying to express, is let's say that I run into this video here because I do actually, have this instrument handpan and I watch some of that content. So if I run across this and I'm like, wow, this is great. Yeah. Just the thing she's playing, it sounds beautiful. Especially with like the waves in the back. This is cool. I'm going to subscribe and I hope she publishes more of these. And then YouTube recommends this video to me. Or, your target audience, if it is women, then in that case, YouTube recommends this one to me. Well, because I'm into your content because of this, when they recommend this message to women turning 50, I'm not going to click on this. And then up here, when you publish this one about van life, again, don't care because I'm here for, your music. So therefore, you've created 3 videos in a row that I don't care about as a viewer. And then this one would also be another one, which would make it 4. So we have one video here that would have pulled me in. And then we have these other videos here that aren't relevant to me. And the problem that happens when it comes to YouTube is when you have this type of thing going on, you make it very difficult for people to keep coming back to the channel on a regular basis, right? So yes, when you publish a video that YouTube thinks topically it might be a good fit for them, you are increasing, the likelihood of that video getting in front of those people. But some of that gets broken when this sort of thing happens. And the reason for that is because if somebody stops responding to your content when YouTube's recommending it to them, and this applies to your new videos and it applies to your archive once YouTube detects that somebody's into your content and they're trying to show them more, then what happens is if people don't respond to it, then YouTube stop showing the content to them, and instead it shows content to them that they are responding to, or it just tests new content against them. So because of that, when you do this type of thing and you're mixing everything up, you really start working against yourself and just making it more challenging to create a core audience around a particular thing on your channel, and it just makes it harder to grow. So ideally, people are like, yeah, well, I want everybody to come here for me, right? And that's, that's kind of the dream in terms of what everybody would love to have, but in reality everybody's selfish when it comes to watching content. We click on the things that are of interest to us, we see them being recommended to us, and because of that, people just coming there for you is a very challenging thing to get going. Some people, are able to pull it off, but for most people, that particular thing is a very challenging thing to pull it off. Keep trying, right? I'm not trying to discourage you, but if you are wanting to go full-time with this, what I would do is I would say, okay, like everybody else, I have a bunch of things that I'm interested in. So even though I have all these different things that I'm interested in, I am going to focus my channel because it's a resource for other people to enjoy. So I'm going to focus my channel on a particular concept, right? That concept could be van life, it could be instruments, it could be, you know, traveling, you know, because you're having like your solo hiking adventure, things like that. So whatever the thing is that you're like really into, that's the thing that you make videos about, so that other people can come in and they can watch video after video after video. When you publish a new video and YouTube recommends it to them, they're like, oh, wow, oh yeah, this is great. I'm into this too. Let me click on this. And then they come in and watch. So by segmenting all of the content that you're publishing, it's working against you. So if you're wanting to be a full-time content creator, I recommend that you pick a niche to operate in, and that you publish content within that niche.
And it's crazy how at some point though that swaps. At some point you have a fan base built in that do become interested in you,
right?
And then you have more leeway with that.
And that's a really good point, because like what he's talking about is basically, you know, like if you're, you know, getting things started, because right now you've got 1,000 subscribers on the channel, is if you have, you know, if you want that sort of thing to happen, like give people bait first, right? Make it about them, let them come in, get to know you and all that stuff. And then once you have all of that happening repeatedly, then that gives you the opportunity to, you know, start testing things like, okay, hey, let me make this video about, you know, something that is more about, you know, me, and see if people respond well to that. And then you can, you know, rinse and repeat that if they do or do not, based on, you know, the activity and engagement and all that stuff that you're getting. So but you need that bait though, in terms of topically, this is what my channel's about, in order to bring them in.
So this is probably the only time I'm ever going to disagree with Rene Ritchie.
What do you say?
Just because I'm not Mr. Beast's target audience, right? I'm not a Mr. Beast fan. I appreciate his hustle and the empire that he's built, but I don't watch his content. I'm not interested in it. But he said, if Mr. Beast put up a new video and he was knitting, a lot of people would abandon it. Yes, but I would watch that.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And then he said, and then the next one was making pottery. People would also abandon it. I would especially watch him make pottery.
Well,
today we're making pottery.
I know. But he wouldn't just make pottery though. It'd be like, yeah, we're making this is going to be the biggest pottery, piece of pottery ever made in human history.
We're recreating the famous theme out of, what was it called? Ghosts? No, Patrick Swayze. What was it called?
It is Ghost. Yeah, Ghost.
Is it called Ghost?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Where they're doing the pottery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even in Mr. Beast's case, right? You can see
I would watch the hell out of him make pottery. I'm not gonna lie.
when he publishes videos, like when his Hey Me from however long ago videos and things like that, when he publishes videos that are kind of off brand from what he normally does, they typically don't do as well. Either.
Yeah, you can see it.
Right. So it even applies to massive channels that have built-in massive audiences like that as well.
Yes.
So in your case, I would definitely, try to get things dialed in. And if you're just uploading for fun, then you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But if you're like, hey, trying to turn this into something, then you definitely need to consider those things. And one more thing also is Rene mentioned here, he said variety content can work if you have an overarching framework like Dr. Mike or Legal Eagle, but otherwise it's trying to grow multiple shows and audiences at the same time. Yeah, and even with that, right, like in both of those cases, they're both, pretty much established too before they, kind of started, going into the hyper influencer, kind of range there.
I love Dr. Mike.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, the both of them are good, but there's just something about Dr. Mike. He's probably one of the most likable guys on the internet. Doesn't matter if I agree with what he's saying or not. Yeah. Like I have a medical degree.
Yeah, right.
But
I know, right?
Like I'm in a position to even
you're watching. You're like, I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
I did my research and it said that.
Yeah, ChatGPT said. No, but he's just a real likable guy, and he's great at explaining things. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And Scale Train Station, Mr. Beast title, $1 pottery versus $10 million pottery.
Right.
That would work.
Yep.
That would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, good stuff.
So the next channel that we have here is Better Podcast. Cool. They upload 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. The type of channel says it's about parents that their kids are in sports academies and how they can help them be the best they could be without being toxic and ruining their relationship. Learning how to be their strength and not an obstacle is the type of channel. And the goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, I would love if you could give me an opinion about my thumbnails and the general feel of my homepage, and a question about when and if there are open spots in Tuber Academy. Oh, you mean Tuber School?
Tuber School, yeah.
That we are
Actually, yes.
accepting Greeks into, or if I need to work into an English-speaking channel. Thanks for all the advice and the great apps that you have for us, like the new creator and the tools too are really helpful. Cool. Glad that you're enjoying all of the stuff.
They're making content in the Greek language.
In Greek language, yeah. Yeah. So let's take a look and give you some feedback here. And because of the language, I'm not sure how far we're going to be able to get on this, but we're going to try. We're going to see.
I'm a little rusty.
We're going to see what we got going on here. And you're Greek?
Yeah. Renee, if you're still with us, I know you're fluent. Maybe you can help translate. I feel like I'm giving Renee extra love today.
All right. Well, he came in early, too.
You know what it is?
Yeah, he's early. Like, what time zone are you in? Yeah,
you know
he came in early. Normally, he doesn't come in until
you know what
later.
It is? So Renee came in, and Renee's a diehard Star Wars fan.
Oh, he's wanting to see if we checked out Mandalorian yet. Have you seen it?
He didn't even mention it. At least not that I saw.
Maybe he heard us talking about it already.
Maybe.
Because we did that before the news. I don't know if you're in here for that.
The hair on the back of his neck was tingling.
Yeah, he's like, they must be talking about Mandalorian.
I'm a Mandalorian.
Yep.
This is the way.
Going in. I'm in.
Logs in. Completely off topic before you pull this up.
Yep,
I just want to say, because I
derail away. Go.
No.
All right.
I feel it's only fair because I threw Fiverr under the bus.
Okay.
That I'm going to give a shout out to StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
So this is the first time I've
Wow, we've got is this like a positive shout out? Are you kidding me?
No, because listen,
where's my gasp sound effect? Hold on, I got a gasp in here somewhere. All right, go ahead.
StreamYard has been on the ball with updates. They're updating at a rate. I don't think anyone...
And we're not sponsored by them anymore or anything like that, just to be clear.
we don't work with them anymore. I don't think anyone is updating their product as much as StreamYard.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
great.
YouTube.
But I mean, in smaller products
For software
like this.
products, yeah.
Yeah, software products. They're just on fire with updates. This is the first time I ever noticed this. So when I highlight a question or a comment on the stream like this, usually when I hide it, the text in the chat is all the same color and it blends right in. They now shade those out so you can know that you've already highlighted it.
Oh, cool.
I've never noticed, if that's been around for a while, it's the first time I've ever noticed it.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know that they had that. They also added the little question mark there where you can see the questions in the chat. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that helps helps you be able to identify questions too.
Didn't even notice that.
Yep. Yeah, really cool stuff that they're going over there.
Yeah.
Yep, shout out to StreamYard.
Shout out to StreamYard.
So let's see here. So let's look at his channel here. So first off, I just want to say the presentation up here, this looks super professional and it looks great. In terms of what's being said here, like you mentioned, I can't read what it is, but I think from the presentation standpoint, I think this looks great. I think your profile picture looks good. You're smiling. You look friendly. With this orange on here, you're definitely going to stand out. When you're, like right now, if you're in the live chat, this is going to stand out. Because that orange, it'll pull somebody's attention to it, which I think is great.
I have to know something.
Go ahead.
Oh, if you're still in the chat, I have to know if the Better Podcast, the logo at the top, I have to know if that's supposed to emulate a cassette tape, because you have those two little things coming around with the circle where the cassette wheels would almost be.
Right over here.
Yeah. And it's like it's giving me like almost an analog.
It does, because of this thing right here.
Yeah,
also.
And I just want to know if that was intentional.
Yeah,
how you have the podcast, that almost looks like an old cassette tape.
Yeah.
And if that was intentional, that is really clever.
Yep.
Yep.
So one thing, just because you wanted feedback specifically on the homepage, so one thing that I would consider here is, even though this looks super professional, you can see that you have Better Podcast here, you have Better Podcast right here, you have Better Pod HQ here. This probably says it in Greek that it's Better Podcast also. You also have Better Podcast, right here for your website. So one thing that I would do here, and this is... The reason I'm saying this is because if somebody shares your podcast, or if somebody listens to one of your episodes and then they come to your channel page, that person's so engaged that they're coming to your channel page to find more, right? And to just get more about what it is that you're doing. So because of that, right now you have a really strong focus on your logo up here. But one of the things that I would do is, instead of having the focus on your logo, I would put the emphasis on what the types of things that you talk about in your podcast, like some type of value proposition, which I'm guessing is what you have here, because currently that's the smallest thing right on the screen is that. So because of that, I would take this right here and this little part right here. If that's your value proposition or what it is that you offer in the podcast, that would be the thing that I would put the emphasis on. so that as soon as somebody lands on this, I mean, granted, they're probably going to come from an episode or something, but as soon as they land on this, they're going to know, oh, okay, this whole channel's about this, right? If it's a new viewer that hasn't, you know, explored anything before, then it just adds that additional level of clarity there. Now, keep in mind, I want to be clear, like making that change isn't going to like blow up your channel or anything like that. This is just one of those like small little optimization things, because when it comes to YouTube, an important thing that we have to think about is like, how do we make everything as clear as possible and easy to understand as possible for the viewers? So when you do that sort of thing, it just makes it clear what it is that you're offering for those people that are so engaged that they end up landing on your channel page. That's the idea there. And in terms of like your About Me page, you know, I can't read it, but, you know, you do have additional links in here. You know, all of that is good. So you're, you know, using YouTube in that positive way in terms of, you know, using it to also spread awareness about additional things, which is great. One thing that I do recommend, and this is also just an optimization thing, is when somebody lands on your channel page, here, I'm just going to go through this flow with you. And here, I'll just go through the flow. Okay, so let's say I'm watching this video.
Go through the flow.
Here goes my recommendations. So let's say I'm watching this video. I'm like, wow, this is great. And I click on this, right? This brings me to this channel page.
Can we do something really quick before you go?
Hold on. Okay. This brings me to your channel page. If I am, you know, coming from a long form video, it puts me here. And if I want to find shorts and I want to see your shorts, then I can just click on here if I'm interested in that, right? But if I'm watching long form content and I come to your channel page, I'm probably looking for more long form content, right? So because of that, I would not, especially like right now, it doesn't really matter because you have like 70 subscribers. You're not in the partner program yet. But once you get into the partner program, I would take the shorts off of your main channel page. And the reason for that is because every viewer matters, every view matters, you know, all of that stuff over time. So because of that, when somebody is watching one of your shorts and then they click here, then it takes them to your shorts page, right? Because YouTube has that optimization in place because they know that there's probably a chance that people want to watch more of the shorts, right? So as the content creator, if YouTube has that in play because they're optimizing for viewers, I would get the shorts off of this and make sure that you're optimizing for the long form viewer here on your main channel page. And in terms of just general best practice stuff, you know, you're using playlists, you are adding descriptions to your playlist, unique titles, all that stuff. Again, can't read the language, but you know, it looks like you're doing everything else properly. But I would, you know, if this is my channel, I would get those shorts off of there. And let me explain also why. Is if I'm engaged in your content and I'm listening to like 18 minutes or, you know, of your, you know, videos here, or 5 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever, and then I'm scrolling down and you have a title here that I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Then I click into that. Then in that case, you know, you might have gotten me, if those weren't here, into a video to where you could have gotten a higher ad rate on me. And at a single viewer, it doesn't matter, right? It's like it's meaningless. But when you start, you know, scaling things up, then those types of things matter when it comes to your bottom line. So because of that, I would get those off of there. What were you gonna say, D?
Can you go to his long form video that you opened up?
I think it was this one. Nope, that wasn't it.
Let's see, that one's fine.
Hold on, I think it was in the yeah, this one right here, the one he published 6 days ago. Here.
Yeah, do you want to do a quick framing on this?
I can do this just a more easy way.
Yeah, or just draw it on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Because he had it for the other video that you showed up.
Yeah.
This one, and I don't know if it's because you're trying to get the cassette in there or what you're trying to do, but I would crop this tighter and center yourself up like this.
Yeah.
You have so much dead space. Really quick, just kind of skip along to see if he's showing images around it or something. Maybe he's...
Like maybe there's a reason?
Yeah. I might have jumped the gun here a little bit.
You have images in here. Those look fun.
Yeah, but those are on top.
Yeah, and then he goes to something else. Yeah, it looks like doesn't look like it.
Yeah, get yourself cropped in and centered up there.
Yeah, he did that in the other video that we pressed. Yeah. That we clicked on.
Yeah. I like that little tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect for that.
So let's see here. Where'd you make that change to remove shorts on home? Okay, that's a great question. Give me 1 second, and I will show you. So.
Oh, they found it, but yeah, you could show them too.
So on YouTube, and let's see here. I got to make sure. Yeah, actually, that's my public, so it's fine. That's why I did that public. Okay. So let me share this here for you real quick. So in order to make that adjustment, when you go into your YouTube channel, you have the customization tab right down here, right? So customization tab right here, okay? Then you have the home tab, which is right up here. So you click on that home tab.
I'm going to go full screen on this.
And then it brings you to this page right here. So once you're on this page, if you scroll down, then you're going to see, that shorts area. And then you click on this little 3-dot menu over here, and then you just click on remove section, and then it's done. And then also keep in mind, just in case you don't know about this, you also have this option right here for adding a section. So when you are doing the add section option, one of the cool things there is they also have all of these additional things that you can add. So you can add the For You, which YouTube has on there by default, but you can take that off also, by the way, if you want. You can add your videos, popular videos. This is the one for shorts. If you're doing collaborations with people, you can add that here. You can, have, the notifications of your live streams, or not notifications, but a visual display of the live streams that you have coming up if you schedule them. You can add, playlists. You can add playlists that contain other playlists. All kinds of, additional things here that you see that you can also add to your channel page if you choose to do that.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Oops, let me add the stage. There you go. Marianne says, ooh, what app or tool are you using that allows the arrow and red highlight?
So that is a thing that that I made. It's called Screen Effects Pro. It's for Mac only. It's not out yet, but that'll be coming out probably within the next 2 weeks or so. It's pretty much done. I just have to build the website and all that stuff for it. But yeah, it's Mac only. So if you have a Mac, then I'll mention it once it's available. So let's see here. So next up,
Polynesia, that's what he just showed you how to do.
Yeah.
That was the process he just walked you through. Mm-hmm. So you can add them or add any sort of a playlist to the home page or remove them with what he just showed you. And if you just came in and you didn't catch that, just back up 3 minutes.
Yeah. Better Pod says, thanks a lot again. I will do these. Yeah, our pleasure. Thanks for swinging by. Glad you were able to catch the stream today. So, you do have a Mac. Okay, cool. So, if you want to test it, Marianne, because I am looking for testers, if you want to shoot me an email at askniman@gmail.com, then I can actually send you a version of it, and you can test it, and then I'll just give it to you. Once it's available, I'll just give it to you anyway. So if you want to test it for me and just give me feedback on it, then I can just send it to you, but just shoot me an email and let me know. So next up, we have Kicking It with Joe. Love the channel name. Sounds like a good time. What do you think the channel does, D?
Kicking It with Joe?
Yep.
Okay, well, there's only one possible solution to this. He's a bare-knuckle boxer, and he boxes for money.
Okay.
And he fights people, probably in Las Vegas.
So kind of like a Fight Club type of thing is what you're thinking?
Club. Yeah, remember Kimbo Slice?
Gosh,
God rest his soul. Remember him?
Kimbo Slice. Why does that sound so familiar? Yeah, it sounds familiar, but I can't recall it.
Bare-knuckle boxing. You had no gloves, nothing.
Wasn't he like an internet meme for a while?
Just like backyard fighting.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep. Without a doubt, that's what this guy does, but he does it with his feet.
His feet? Oh, because the Kicking It with Joe.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I'm thinking maybe soccer or something.
No.
So
it's bare knuckle boxing.
They went from vlogging,
backyard boxing,
vlogging to doing food reviews and food deals.
I knew it. So close.
So close. Yeah, just a little bit off.
Yeah.
So the goal of the channel is to teach others, and the question is, how should I go at giving people better advice on giving restaurant deal tips? How should I go at giving people better advice on giving? So you're giving people advice on giving restaurants advice? Am I understanding that right? So hold on, give me your honest opinion, please. How should I go at giving people better advice on giving restaurant deal tips? Yeah, I'm not fully getting the question. How would you interpret that, D? What am I looking for here?
Ask it again.
How should I go at giving better advice on giving restaurant deal tips? I probably have the wrong emphasis going in there somewhere. I've got the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Emphasis and syllable.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like he wants to be more articulate in how he explains how people can get deals at restaurants.
Okay.
That's my take on that. If that's not it, speak now, because otherwise he's going to go down a rabbit hole, and you're going to come up and you're going to say, no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say, well, too late.
Yeah.
You had your chance.
Right. So, so I'm looking at your channel and you're like, hey, no way, this costs $25. Why is nobody talking about this rooftop spot? I found an old school Pizza Hut. It's still hitting. So, a couple of things. It's just when you're making content in general, the important thing, he said, yes, correct. Okay.
That's right.
So,
see?
So when you are giving tips or advice on anything, the thing that you want to do is just really explore what it is that the people are watching your videos would want to know the most, right? Like, what do you think is the most important to them? You can even ask them. You have a community post or a community feed that you can ask questions like that, so that you can, like, hey, when you're picking a restaurant, what are the things that you're looking for? When you're, deciding on if food is worth it or not, what types of things are you looking for? And you can put those types of polls into your community feed. And when you do that over time, right, as long as you keep collecting the information, over time, it can start to paint a picture of what it is that people want to know. So one way that I did that on my channel is I use my community feed, but I also turn it into content where I used to do this subscriber Q&A series. And with that series, basically, I would make a community post and I would let people know that I'm doing the series and ask them, what questions they had. And then I would pick, the ones that I think would be the relevant to the largest amount of people. And then I would answer those particular questions in a video. But by doing that, I also got a lot of additional information about all these things that people wanted to know, right? So doing those types of things are helpful for getting information from people that are actively interacting with your channel. And then from there, just thinking about, okay, so this is the things that it seems people want to know. So because of that, when I'm making videos, let me make sure that I'm answering those questions. And with what you're doing, another thing that you might want to consider as well is a format, an experiment with that format across videos. So what I mean by that is if you're going through and you are, critiquing food, then in that case, have a checklist that you're going through, right? To where you're looking for very specific things. And then if you find one of those that works well, then you can start taking all of the videos that you publish around like the food reviews and saying, okay, when it starts, this is the first thing I'm doing, this is the second thing I'm doing, this is the third thing I'm doing. And then by doing that, you also make the content familiar for people that are watching videos back to back. They know like, oh, okay, so coming up soon, he's going to be sharing his thoughts on, whatever this thing is. And you can build themes around the content from a structural standpoint from doing that sort of thing as well. But really just getting into the heart of what it is that people care about, and then just making sure that you're answering those questions is the thing that you want to do when you're doing that type of content. One thing that I also want to mention, and I'm just going to say this because we're here, is here you have like, why is nobody talking about this rooftop spot? When it comes to videos like that, I'm just going to pull this up on screen here real quick. So when it comes to videos like this is okay. But the problem is, like, yes, this is open to everybody because you're not locking it down to a location, which is good. But at the same time, like let's say, for example, you are in Ohio. If I watch this from, West Virginia, this isn't going to mean anything to me, right? So because of that, hopefully this isn't just like a review. Hopefully, there's a lot of, entertainment type of, things that you're doing inside of the video. Because when you are doing things to where you're isolating it down to an area, it does put you in that position to where if somebody goes into the video, they realize that like, oh wait, yeah, that's not even like remotely close to where I'm at, then, that might cause people to leave. In other cases, if you're entertaining all of that stuff, they might still stick around depending on what all is being offered in the video. But just keep that in mind depending on what it is that you're offering in the content itself.
I'm going to make a recommendation here. Scroll back up. Mm-hmm. Looks like you're using AI to make your thumbnails, which is fine. And by the way, kudos on an old school Pizza Hut. I think that's pretty awesome. But I want you to look at the thumbnail in the top right, your $25 for this. Title, Ain't No Way This Costs $25, which I love that. I love that. And then the one underneath it in the center, the $4.99 deal.
Gotta make it bigger.
Yeah, here, highlight the one in the center.
Whoa.
Your little is it going? Can you highlight that?
Do you want me to like spotlight it?
Yeah.
I got to adjust the size because the thumbnails are bigger here.
Yeah, just make it large.
1 second here.
So you can go from your little magnifier, unless it's not working.
Yeah, working on it. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just updated this, so I haven't added my presets in here that I would normally go to for this.
Yeah, I just want to highlight this, and this applies to everyone. Okay, you see how you're looking at the camera there? Right, you're looking at me. Now go up to the one in the corner. You're not. You're looking at a camera lens, probably. Maybe the phone. Maybe you held your phone out to take a picture, and you're looking at the lens. So if you're going to use AI to generate your pictures like this, you can also ask it to make you look at the lens, and just make it a habit as when you're taking your pictures for your thumbnails, look at the actual lens itself. It feels more personal when you're looking at me instead of looking off the screen. That's some good looking food, though.
It is.
Yeah.
That Pizza Hut, though.
Yeah.
Man, memories.
Right?
Build and Fix with Mooney. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. So we got a super chat.
Oh.
Also from Build and Fix with Mooney. It says, hey, Google shorted me between $500 and $1,000 this month. I sent screenshots to Google and explained everything else. This has never happened before. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, so keep in mind what you see inside of your YouTube analytics. That is an estimate. So because of that, they're probably going to lean on that. But definitely, if you send them, information, if it's wrong, they'll correct it.
My AdSense is down about $500 this month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Biggest drop I've ever had.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It was like.
Anybody else?
It was like stable, 500 down.
Oh, interesting.
Just out of the blue. Yeah.
What about your channel? Has the traffic changed?
I haven't dug into it yet. I saw it and I was just like, I'll deal with that
I'm
later.
curious because you haven't published in a while. I wonder if they're showing less ads on your videos because of it.
Could be.
Yeah, I wonder if that's interesting.
Could be. But it was just a big, normally you expect a little wiggle room here or there, but it was just such a big drop. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Shark Scrapper said his went up a tad. Nice.
Well,
nice. Yeah, mine was about the same.
Shark Scrapper probably took mine. And
probably
Mooney's.
did.
And Mooney's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's over there like I'm a B. Yeah. So Morao Gaming, they upload when they have time, been on YouTube for 1 year or more, does gaming content, goal to channels to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, what can I do to keep the boost going? What makes the boost stop? And what's the best thing to do to get back into another boost of subs and views once a boost stops? So the boost happens because you publish something that people enjoy. So when you publish something that people enjoy, the next thing that you can do, or the next thing that you should do, is try to learn from that and try to learn from, from what they did respond well to. So, if you have a, video, hold on, I'm looking at your popular videos here, see if I can find anything.
Jason Stallworth in the house. What's up, my man?
Hey, what's up, Jason?
Hope you're doing well.
So, so when it comes to your videos, when you have something that does well and then, everything kind of falls off because, it has ran its cycle in terms of they've showed it to enough people and those people, responded to it at a certain rate and they kind of, lowered their response to it. And then therefore YouTube kind of deprioritized it, in terms of promoting it to people. Then in that case, just trying to learn from the actual content itself and asking yourself, like, why do I think people enjoyed this video more than other videos, right? Was it the idea that, that I think was strong here? When they came into the video, did people just respond to this one better in terms of, were they watching it for longer? Do they engage more? Like, did you have more people completing the video? Like those types of things. But looking at everything involved with that video that did well and just trying to understand why you think that people did it. Now, when it comes to YouTube, and this is the fun part of YouTube, in my opinion, is you have, the core stuff that works, all the best practice stuff. And then you have the theoretical side. So when it comes to the theoretical side, that's where you have to dig into your videos, and you have to start thinking when you have videos that do well, you got to really start coming up with theories on like why you think people responded well to it, and then write all that stuff down. And then from there, you can say, okay, well, if I think that these are things that, or these are the reasons that people responded well to this, then is this something that I can repeat? If so, let me see if I can apply it to this next video that I'm making. And then once you apply it, then you can check on that video and see if people responded to those things in the way that you were thinking. If they did, that's good. Test it again. If not, then in that case, you can say, okay, well, for this one, they didn't really respond. Let me test it again just to make sure. But, if they're not, if that wasn't the thing, then let me move on and come up with some additional theories that I can test with additional content. But because you publish, because you're publishing content on a somewhat regular basis, it gives you the opportunity to, to do those things through a lot of content.
So Jive Dancing says, do you need money? Well, I did need money, but I opened a gig on Fiverr
Impersonating people?
Impersonating
Oh, that was a good callback
YouTubers.
there. That's good. That's good.
Making AI videos. So
yeah,
I'm good now.
Hey, by the way, if you are just joining us, I do want to let you know that we are answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, there is a form down in the chat right now. It's pinned at the top or bottom of the chat, depending on the view that you are looking at. And you can put your questions into that form and we'll get them answered here on the stream today. If you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask and you can, it'll send you to that same exact form and then we can get you answered on the stream today here as well.
We may have misunderstood what Build with Mooney was saying.
What do you mean? I
think he's stating that they didn't pay him at all.
Oh.
I think that, yeah. I think that's what he meant. I think they maybe the data said he was supposed to get this much, and then he didn't get paid at all.
Okay, what did he say? He said, these brothers don't listen. Google didn't pay me what they owe me. Yeah, so when it comes to that, if they didn't pay you, what they owe you, it could have been the estimate. But if you're saying you didn't get paid at all, yeah, as long as you've reached out to their support, then, they'll take care of it or they won't. But hopefully they get you sorted there. Also, make sure that you do at Team YouTube, bring them in on that as well, just so you can get, as many eyes looking at it as possible. So next up on the list here, we have, okay, we did More Out Gaming.
Live by the Google, die by the Google.
That's right. That's right. So Jive Dancing says, what did you guys do before you started YouTube? D?
Man. I've gone from one business or one creative journey to another pretty much my entire adult life. I've been, and still am, I've owned businesses. When I was younger, I worked for a few years as an electrician. But then once I was a professional musician for a while. But then once I got into the internet pretty much consumed me in terms of how I made money, and I just shifted everything around that. I would say for the past 30 years, probably 25 years, my income has been internet-based one way or another.
That internet dough.
Yeah, but it all prepared me for YouTube. So when I got to YouTube, I understood graphic designs. I understood video editing. I understood how to set up a camera. I understood how to do these things. I did not know how to effectively communicate in front of a camera. And just because you can make something with graphics or just because you can edit a video, I learned very quickly that doesn't mean you can make a thumbnail that's going to get clicked. And that doesn't mean that you can edit a video that's going to hold people's attention. So I came into YouTube with a lot of skills, but I still had things to learn. And you're still learning. Like it never stops.
Right.
You never stop learning.
Nonstop.
And it's a nonstop learning progression. And just when you think you figure it out or get it close enough, something changes. Yep. Some new element pops up or a new way of doing. We were just talking today about, I know this is kind of going off topic, about how Google is changing how they're going to start showing results.
Yeah.
Like how everyone searches for content is about to fundamentally change in a way that we've never even seen it before.
Yeah.
Like that's exciting stuff.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
DeLorean Vox, glad that you are enjoying the content. Glad that you could make it to the stream today. Dazzle Blocks, what's going on? Hope you are doing great as well. So yeah, so the next question that we have here is from Sean Rides, BMW. And they upload 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do motorcycle riding over 40, riding after injury content. Goal of the channel is to teach others.
Riding after injury. Yeah, sounds like my kind of channel.
Right. And the question is, what is your overall impression of my channel? Okay, so let's take a look. Take a gander. Yeah. See what it is that you're see what you're doing.
Let's get our Agent Opus on and have a look at this thing.
Yep.
Have a peek. Tish, I always stay on topic.
Okay, so I think we are up.
Yep, chased on 2 wheels.
Okay. So I land here. So these white bars over here grab my attention, but not a big deal. As we scroll down,
you know what? They probably put a border around the whole image.
Oh, they might have.
Yeah.
But as we scroll down, you're clearly making motorcycle content, right?
That's cool.
And it's very obvious that you're making motorcycle content. I think it's interesting here that you have like the first ride on here. So I guess you are, your first ride on all these different bikes. I think that's cool.
That's cool.
Yep. Let's see here.
Is it moto vlogging? Is it
I don't know. Let me hover over this real quick.
Can we get a little hoverage?
Oh, you know what? I have the autoplays turned off, I think.
Oh,
Give me 1 second.
Way to go.
Disable hover off. I might have to refresh. There we go.
Dude.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, you've got somebody filming you.
Yep.
That's good, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it looks interesting. So yeah, first impressions of the channel, I think that it looks interesting, right? When I land on it, I think it looks great. If I were to remove like all your titles and all I had to go off of is your thumbnails, then it's pretty clear that you're doing something related to motorcycles and you're using the imagery to grab people's attention around motorcycles. So all of that is also solid. Yeah. So my impressions of the channel, I think it all looks great. One thing that I would do if this was mine, and at the end of the day, what I'm getting ready to tell you, it really doesn't matter, but this is just one of those little details. Because motorcycles look cool and because some of these shots look cool, I would get some of the motorcycle imagery up here also. Because here you've got, like chase on wheels, chase on two wheels, and then chase on two wheels, chase on two wheels, chase on two wheels. So you got chase on two wheels all over the place. So you could minimize that up here a little bit and just put some really cool motorcycle imagery up here. And then, of course, say what it is that you do. So if it's like, moto vlogs or, testing motorcycles, whatever the thing is, just putting, a little value proposition up there, some really cool motorcycle imagery would just kind of level it up. Because I think with your videos that this stuff looks cool and some of these look really pro. But I would get some of that imagery up here too. Like you've got it, but it's just faded. So I would just put some of those really cool shots that you have of your bikes. I would put that up here. But yeah, it looks cool. Looks what you're
I think you're
doing.
Great.
Oh, and I just realized they have 1.2 million subscribers on the channel too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, people are responding.
Now it makes sense in terms of like why it all looks great, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Great.
Yep, love it.
Yeah, I would click on those thumbnails, and I'm not even.
Yeah, the imagery is cool.
Yeah, the imagery
I think
good.
When it comes to car content, and let's hear what else. So when it comes to car content, when it comes to motorcycle content, and some travel content and van content, some van life stuff too, but that would fall under cars. Like the imagery that comes out of some of that stuff is just awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Especially when you get into like street racing stuff and those types of things, like really cool looking thumbnails come out of those.
Yeah. And one thing,
if
and I don't
you're
know
enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
Playing a little like thing, but it's okay.
Oh. I don't know if you're testing thumbnails or not, if you're A/B testing your thumbnails. One thing, do you still have them pulled up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you're testing anything like this or not, but on the ones where you're writing, it might be worth testing because you definitely have the impressions and views to get a difference to see the difference. Is you see how you're putting text on some of these, right? Worth the hype, buy this one. Whatever. I would test putting some sort of, it blew up, right? Like things that are kind of creating curiosity with the words that you're putting on the titles. I would try testing those on your first ride thumbnails. Do an A/B test. One where you keep it the way it is, and another one where you take off all the other text on there.
Just focus on the ride.
And just focus on the ride. Well, you could do three actually. One, the bike by itself, one with what you have now, and one with just the bike and a couple of words that can, add some curiosity to the ride. Like it's not just a ride. What about it? I didn't expect this. Something like that. Just to add another element of curiosity to that first ride, just to see if that makes a difference or not.
Yeah, another thing too, just while we're talking about improvements, is I think that you are also missing an opportunity here. So, you're focusing on the bike, which is great. And then you're going to pull in the bike people from here. And you do have the logos of the type of bike that's here, but trying to find a way to make these a little bit bigger also for the brand might also be helpful for capturing people's attention around that brand. So really the bike's probably going to grab their attention. But the reason I'm saying that is because, as you know, this is going to be showing up on homepages for people that are interested in this type of content, which means that the homepage probably also has additional content there from you or other people that also is featuring motorcycles, which then will make them kind of blind to the motorcycles themselves. And then that's where the other elements take over. But if you I would experiment with an A/B test, also having some to where you have the emphasis on the bike that you currently have, but have a stronger secondary on the stronger secondary focus on the brand logos, so that for the people that are into the different brands, Yamaha and BMW, to where it'll stand out to them a little bit more, right? So I think the Yamaha is a little bit better because it's a little bit bigger, but if you look at the BMW one up here, it kind of, fades into what's going on in the background there just because of that black. That's a part of the logo. So if you emphasize that in some way, or if you didn't make it bigger, maybe putting a little graphic right here that's like a little curve or something like that, and then the logo right there stands out on top of that. So then you would have those two things that you're essentially leveraging for, for somebody to be able to identify at a glance that it's about something that they care about, right? So you'd be going after two things there.
One more thing I would test, and you can do this manually, or you can use Nano Banana Pro or ChatGPT to do it. But I would take the thumbnails, just the pictures before you put any text on them, and I would either open it up in Photoshop and I would mask you and the bike, and then use a very subtle motion blur to make all the backgrounds look. It shows kind of like an element of speed, right? If you're putting a little bit of a motion blur on it. I would do that manually in Photoshop, or I'd put it into ChatGPT or Nano Banana Pro and ask it to add a subtle motion blur to everything but the bike and the person. Just kind of make it look like you're going a little bit faster than you actually are. It just might be visually appealing. There's things to test.
Yeah. Another thing, too, is you're also missing an opportunity right here. So on all of your videos, you should be linking to at least a video that's relevant to the video that they're watching. And it's even better if you send them into a playlist, because then you kind of own the screen in terms when it loads on computers, phones, and TVs. But also adding a pinned comment here gives you the opportunity, again, for engaged viewers that, as they're coming down to the comment section, you're already doing it for products. So even on videos like this, if you are not putting the product link down here, then just think of, okay, if somebody's watching this particular video, what would be the next video or a great playlist that I could put together to send them to? And then, put a little call to action here in terms of, hey, if you enjoyed this, I've got, these videos here that also cover, all the helmets I've reviewed or whatever the thing is. And then put a link to that and then pin that here, just like you did your product links on your most recent video. And then that gives you the opportunity that as people are interacting with this, that it's more easy for them to go and watch additional content.
What are they doing at the end of the videos?
Yeah, they've got they got a graphic here, and they've got it still playing, which is good.
Okay.
Here, I don't actually see the videos though.
Yeah, they're not loading.
Yeah, double check this too, because I'm not seeing the actual videos here at the end of this one. Just a heads up. So make sure you're doing all that stuff. And I'm just gonna say why for the people that are watching right now. The reason you want to make sure that you have all of these things set up in here is because when somebody gets to the end of your video, especially in his case, they're committing to 31 minutes and 21 seconds of this video. That means they're super engaged in this content. So because of that, for the people that are wanting to binge watch, making sure that you're making it easy for them to go and watch that next thing. So put playlists here or, content that is relevant to the video that they're watching here. So yeah, remember to set that stuff up.
Next.
All right, next up. So next up on the list, we've got, and by the way, if you are just joining us, we are talking about everything related to YouTube. If you are a content creator, we do this every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. But what we're doing right now is we are looking at channels. We are answering YouTube questions. So if you want feedback on anything, if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, there's a form that is pinned at the bottom or the top of the chat right now, depending on your view.
It's on the screen.
And it's on the screen as well, where you can go to that link and it will send you right here to this form. You just let us know what it is you're trying to do with the channel. Put us a link to your channel, answer a few questions, and then we will pull your channel up and get it looked at, or answer your question, whatever the thing is. So next up on the list, we've got Cruise Detours. Cruise Detours, they do bi-weekly content. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do cruise reviews. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, good evening, gentlemen. Hope to see you at Vid Summit this year. I heard you all were talking about Fiverr, and I wanted to let you know that I finally took the jump and hired a challenge coordinator. They promised to get me more views. I'm sure enough it turns out that they bought the views. This somewhat helped getting a brand deal, but now my channel is paying the penalty. What other hours can I exercise in order to potentially pick my views up? Because it's a lot of work making these videos. Jeff Eatley. Oh, okay. What's up, Jeff? Hope you're doing great, man. Yeah. So when it comes to, man, you've been around long enough, Jeff. It's a shame that somebody got you on that when it comes to, buying views for your stuff. But yeah, so, the rule is always the same. And, with what it is that you're doing, you mentioned about getting more views. You gotta make sure that you are making, content that people enjoy, make sure the ideas are solid, all of that. I'm just doing a quick overview of your channel. I'm going to pull you up right here in a second. We're going to give you some feedback. Okay. So yeah, you're publishing on a regular basis. So you're doing the thing. So let's take a look at what you are doing here. So, let's see here. So Royal Caribbean's sneaky new $30 fee. Good. Sounds like that might be something that people are interested in. Mm-hmm. So one thing I do want to bring to your attention is you can see here how the top of your thumbnail is getting cut off. Keep that type of thing in mind. 1 of 10 is a great solution if you're making thumbnails. 1 of 10 is a great solution for that. I think I have a link in the description. If not, you can just go to oneof10.com. But it'll put together some really good thumbnails for you where you don't have to worry about those aspect ratio things. Also, because I'm not sure what you're using to make this, but ChatGPT also has it to where you can lock it into a 16:9 aspect ratio now, where you don't run into these sorts of things. But at a higher level, one of the things that I want to talk about here is if this were to show up on YouTube's homepage, right? And you are trying to reach people that care about the Royal Caribbean's sneaky new $30 fee, they're probably going to be people that are interested in cruises, right? So you have cabin here, so that might grab their attention, but unfortunately the color of this cabin is similar to the color in the background, so it kind of goes away. The things that grab attention here are the 30, the white tax, and then this blue thing over here. So
he's kind of also also telling them what the sneaky fee is too.
Yeah, like right here.
You're saying
the sneaky new $30 fee.
Yep. He's telling them right there it's cabin tax.
But for the thumbnail right here itself, one thing to think about is that you don't have much in here that makes it stupidly obvious to people that are into cruises that this has anything to do with a cruise, right? So the cabin is sending you in that direction, but I would put boats in here, right? Put cruise ships in your thumbnails and see if that makes a difference at all. And I would A/B test this one like right away. But when it comes to what Dee was talking about and Royal Caribbean sneaky new $30 fee, that's one way to frame it. Another way to frame it is, Royal Caribbean. So here, Royal Caribbean just added additional fees. Here's what you need to know, right? Something along those lines. And then by doing that, you're not giving away exactly what it is. Because here, like Dee mentioned, you're giving away the farm before they even need to click on the video itself.
Yeah, your thumbnail tells me what that $30 fee is for.
Right.
I no longer have to click and watch this video. You just told me it's cabin tax.
Yep. $30 fee, so they know what it is and they know why. All the way around.
Right.
Yep. Hey, iPhone Chris, thank you for the super chat, man. Super appreciate that. Thank you. Hope you're doing awesome.
Super chat.
Yeah, I hit it already.
Oh.
And then right here, so these lines are replacing real destinations. So this is another one, right? You have the boats, but you're putting the emphasis on you and the verses instead. Like, let's do this. If we just take your titles away and we pretend that the only thing that you have to use here to grab attention is the boat, right? Or I mean the imagery. So here you have like some of the scenery in here, but the thing that's going to matter to your viewers is way back here and tiny. right? So on something big that might be okay, but as soon as it gets smaller and as soon as it starts happening at a glance and you're trying to grab people's attention when they're scrolling, that instantly becomes more challenging to identify those things, because the things that are going to help the viewer instantly at a glance know what's going on, or that it's relevant to them, is hidden back here behind the other images that you're using. Here a little bit better, but again, you're focusing on the wrong things. So you have NCL Dawn fails. So maybe that's the name of a ship, so that might be the right thing. But you're just putting all of this stuff on here, and you're covering up things that are going to be impactful or meaningful for the people that you're trying to make content for.
People, a lot of people now are using AI to make their thumbnails, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to be really strict if you're using prompts to make AI thumbnails, and you need to tell it to not add a bunch of extra elements. You can say, here's a reference image of myself, add this to the thumbnail. This is the emotion that I wanted to say. This is the text I wanted to add. Do not add additional elements, or add no more than one additional element. Or if you're relying on AI to come up with the text and come up with the concept and everything for you, then give it the rules that here's my title, and any additional text should be no more than 3 or 4 words, and I wanted to work with the title, and I wanted to create an element of curiosity, right? You need to be strict about how you're prompting AI to create these thumbnails, because if it doesn't have any frame of reference, it just makes something that it thinks works. And currently, AI lacks nuance, right? These look cool. But as Nick pointed out, for most of these, the attention is on the wrong thing, and it doesn't understand that nuance. So you need to make sure to prompt the right things. And when you're telling it things to focus on, think about what would my customers be interested in at a glance. If this thumbnail shows up in my customer or my viewer's homepage, what imagery is going to immediately grab their attention? It's going to be the ship. Okay, well then make the boat the most focused thing on the thumbnail that gets the most attention, right? You just kind of have to reverse engineer what your ideal viewer might be interested in, what will get their attention, and what will actually get them to click, and then tell it not to clutter the thumbnail.
Yep. Yeah, other things too is like just making sure that you're publishing things that are on brand, right? So like if you're talking about cruise ships, then talk about cruise ships, right? Like the minivan, right? Like that's not that's not on brand necessarily. So just making sure that you are being consistent there, so you can be the cruise ship guy, is also something that I would make sure that you are keeping in mind as well.
Yeah, some of these he has big ships on.
Yeah, 1,000 views.
Yeah,
897 views.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, focus on that. Another thing too is I would also test. I'm not sure if you're A/B testing or not, but I would also A/B test. Why is my hover thing not? So yes, I would also make sure that you are A/B testing, like with your face, like A/B test with you in it and without you in it, just to see if there's a difference in terms of your reaction, you covering up the ship, those types of things. I would definitely be testing that as well, because faces do grab attention, but at the same time, testing to see if I focus on the ship or if I focus on me, what do people respond to most? That's the thing you want to try to do now.
Yeah, it always comes down to testing. Next.
Hope you're doing awesome, though, dude. It's been a while. So next up on the list here, we have Mazzy Artistry. Mazzy Artistry uploads when he has time. The main goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, hey guys, I've been making a video on my original superheroes, a part of a team that I have one member left to make a video about, but I kind of want to make it feel semi-cinematic like a video. I uploaded in April titled, I explained each of my original villains. But the thing is, despite being the guy that edited that and my other videos, I have no idea how I'm ever going to edit that good again. Any tips on how I could get it like that for the video? I barely started because of this question I've had. So just get into the video, right? So like if you edited that one and you enjoyed that edit and it turned out well, then do that same exact thing. Like I wouldn't let how do I edit it in the same way stand in the way. I would move the fear of editing it wrong out and kind of succeed with the edit through just taking action on it, because once you get into it, then you're either going to be like, yeah, this kind of sucks, so I need to, you know, do it better. Or you'll be like, hey, yeah, this is great. This is exactly what I was trying to do. So one of those things is going to happen. So yeah, I would just take action on it, man, and just get in motion and just go ahead and start editing the video. Start now. Tan going in the kitchen. What's going on? Hope you're doing great. Whole Rapid Repair, Larry, he says that he watches a lot of cruise ship content. People that are doing things a little differently really stand out. Your unique ideas can really pay off. Yep.
They can, but they have to be noticed. Mm-hmm. You can have an original idea, but your viewer has to notice your packaging.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Jeff's doing bad. He just needs to dial in his packaging a little bit.
The Bottle Bear, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Chris, I will check my email. Thank you.
And, you know, in Jeff's situation, there should never be a video with the thumbnail where you have to spend any more than just a millisecond understanding that it's about a cruise ship.
Right.
Like immediately.
Mm-hmm. At a glance. Everything's at a glance.
Everything's at a glance. Yep. Everything is at just a second flat. If I don't understand within a second a general idea of what's going on here, it's not going to work.
Right. What's up, Ed? So next up, we've got Studio Nova TV. And by the way, if you are just joining us, I do want to let you know that we have a form down in the chat where you can get your questions answered. So we are answering questions. We're also looking at channels as well. So Studio Nova TV
is how you doing, man?
Oh, hey, what's going on? Is the next question here. They upload when they have time. They do anime theories and review content. Goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. The question is, unfortunately, I've been very inconsistent with my content. However, I'm currently in the process of scripting again, and I want to know if it would be better for me to start a new channel or simply continue with my current channel and try to rebuild my audience there. So let me look at your channel and see what it is that you're doing. Typically, the rule for this is if you're going to be making the same type of content, you can go ahead and put it on the same channel. If you're going to be doing something different or targeting a different audience, then that would be the case where you'd put it on a different channel. So, yeah, you haven't published in like a year. So, yeah, so I would put it on this channel unless it's a different type of content. But if you are getting back into doing a similar thing that you're doing here, then, yeah, I would put it on the same channel. Next.
I just opened up my YouTube browser, and Dwayne from Dry Creek Wrangler School shaved his beard.
Oh, really?
He's clean shaven.
Oh, interesting.
He has like a Sam Elliott mustache now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's appropriate.
Just completely took me off guard.
Yeah, you're like, who's that?
Yeah, I opened up YouTube, and it was like right there waiting for me.
Nice.
YouTube knows that I watch the content. And I was like, oh, my God, they replaced Dwayne. He shaved.
You can't replace Dwayne.
Yeah, that's right.
It's impossible.
That's right.
So next up, we have Moro Gaming. They upload when they have time. Gaming channel. The question is, my question is, when live streaming, what causes a boost of views for sometimes months at a time, and what causes the boost to stop, even if doing the same content that gained the boost in the first place? So if you are also publishing regular content to your channel, or by regular, I just mean videos. So if you have activity happening on the channel, and that general activity, you're publishing videos, all that stuff, and it increases, then you have more people recently interacting with the channel. And then when you go live, that's more people that YouTube has to, or that YouTube's like, hey, these people were interacting with the channel. They enjoyed the content. Let's test this live stream against them. And as long as they keep responding, then, you know, YouTube will keep doing that. And then sometimes that just kind of runs out, or, you know, you're publishing content and it's just not doing as well. Sometimes you publish videos and maybe, or you're doing your live streams and maybe you're not packaging them right, or, you know, topically what it is that you're doing for the idea for the stream, it's just not what people are into at that moment in time, that sort of thing. Next up, we've got Paul in Asia. 555, so they might even be local here.
Yeah.
They do bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for a year or more. The type of channels visiting places in Asia, mostly Thailand. I knew it. With the 555, gave them away. Ha ha ha. The goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like, and they say, what am I doing wrong, and how can I improve to get more views? Okay, let's take a look. Take a gander, as Dee would say.
Take a peek. Take a look now.
Mm-hmm. All right, Paul, see what you got going on. Okay, so a couple things. First off, I just want to emphasize that, the content is also important. But the first thing is when it comes to your thumbnails, day trip to Pronbury Beach, right? So here, your text for this is really hard to read at a glance, right? Because on YouTube, everything's happening at a glance. So think of your thumbnails just like you would think of advertising in some way. Like if you're going to make an ad, you wouldn't put text on that ad that would be challenging to read, or that somebody wouldn't be able to just instantly read, to where they would have to sit there and, kind of read it in cursive and figure out what everything is. This one's better, right? If you just compare these two thumbnails right here, you can see that one is just easier to read, right? So because of that, I would, if you're going to put text in your thumbnails, which you do, I would make sure that you're using text like this that's easy to read. In addition to that, I think that you're doing the right thing here in terms of focusing on, the imagery of these locations that you're going to. But the thing that you're missing here is you're missing information that people care about. So here you have day trip to the beach. Doesn't mean anything. So yes, technically it means that you took a day trip to the beach, but as a potential viewer of this content, I don't know, like why should I care about your trip to the beach? Why, in some cases, depending on who you're targeting with this, some people might not even know what Pronbury Beach is, right? So because of that, you have to think of how you can make this interesting to other people. So one of the ways that you can do this is, in this case, I found one of the most beautiful beaches in Thailand, right? If that's the case in this one, right? If you believe that about this place, or this one. So it's I found one of the most beautiful beaches in Thailand. And then, from that, you're at least suggesting something in terms of what's behind it, and you're opening it up to where it's not super specific from the outside to where it might exclude people, right? Because if it's about that exact location, then in that case, somewhere like Phuket, it's okay, or it's a little bit better because more people know about Phuket. But when you start getting into things that are more specific, like this one, then, if somebody knows about that, beach, then in that case, it's going to matter to them, maybe. But if they've, if they're considering coming to Thailand or something like that, there's nothing about this that lets people know that this is even in Thailand, right? So because of that, you are kind of limiting yourself here. So the very first thing that I would do on your channel is, or, if this one ends up, I'm not sure where Pronbury Beach is, but basically I would make sure in your channel that you're thinking about, how can I open up every one of these videos to be relevant to people that are interested in Thailand in general, and just start there. Or Myanmar, if you're doing, a lot of trips to Myanmar. But the idea is to just widen it up a bit in terms of, how can I make the video about something that more people will care about? Two, how can I package it up through the thumbnail and title in a way that it's going to have a possibility of having more potential or view potential with that content. And the first thing that you would do is you would start making the content a little bit more general. Now, again, in places like Phuket, the people are searching for, beaches in Phuket, things like that. But even with this, the beach photo is pretty. You have the name of the beach on here. You have Mai Khao Beach, Phuket, but you don't have any substance to this. There's nothing about this that says why somebody should watch it. Did something happen in the beach? Was it, did you, what was going on with this? Why should somebody watch this? Just a label of the beach that it isn't a title, right? It's it's almost like you're adding a category without the title itself, right? Here, walking the streets of a beach in Patong, same thing, right? People do get into walking content and stuff like that, so that sort of thing can be okay. But same thing here with Chaseontwowheels Beach here in Phuket, same exact thing, right? It doesn't give any context to what could be going on in the video, right? Just opening it up, right? To where, the most beautiful beach in Thailand, things to do in, Mai Khao Beach, that kind of stuff, to where you start, adding some real value to it. I don't know if you're talking to the people here or if you're just doing, I would also not do this. So this is already a minute and 32-second video, and we get all the way to 8 seconds before the content even starts, right? So it's already short, and then you have an 8-second intro here that people didn't come onto YouTube for, right? Nobody's clicking on this video to see this 8-second, I might have said minute, but I meant second. Nobody's clicking on your video to see this 8-second intro right here. They're clicking on it to see this. So because of that, when they come into the video, you want to make sure that you're showing them this, not this. And keep in mind, these are all things that, you learn all this stuff along the way. But I would definitely start making sure that you're focusing them on that. Make the content or package the content in a way that makes it worthwhile in terms of like, okay, this is something that here's the way to think about your packaging in terms of your thumbnail and title and just the ideas in general. If somebody runs across, think of it like this: before you make the video, when it comes to the idea, ask yourself, okay, if somebody were my target viewer, the people that are interested in Thailand in some way, if they were to get this presented to them on their homepage, one, would they know that it was about Thailand? Two, what exactly about this idea that I'm going to be sharing would make them interested in this video? So for example, if you're just showing the beach and nothing's happening and it's just like a view of the beach, then in that case, there are some scenery channels and things like that do okay. But the idea is thinking, if somebody sees this, like, what makes this different from all of the other videos out there that somebody's just set up a camera and recorded the beach, or that somebody's just walking down the beach showing the beach? Nothing, right? There's nothing that makes it special. So because of that, thinking to yourself, what can I do in this video? Is it tips that I share with people? Is it a, this hidden location or the secret location that a lot of people don't know about? Those types of things. And if that is the case, if it's a secret location, then you would make sure that you're framing it around, I found this, secret location in in one of the, beaches in Thailand, or, something like that. But the idea is to just try to think of how to make it relevant to more people. Two is how to just from an idea perspective, make it something that more people actually care about. And that's the hardest part of YouTube, is figuring out those things, right? Because when you upload a video of something and it's just something like that, like walking down the beach, or, like a shot of the beach, again, sometimes those channels work out, but a lot of them don't. But when it comes to something like that, you have to think of what's separating me from everybody else that's uploading the same thing, right? Because there's a bunch of people that are uploading those same exact videos. So just thinking, what can I do that will separate me from everybody else? Let's see here. So next up on our list here, we have... Hey, and by the way, if you are new here, we do this every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And what we're doing right now is we're answering YouTube questions. We're looking at YouTube channels, giving people feedback on what it is that they're doing. If you have a question about anything it is you're doing on YouTube, you can put your question in the form that's pinned on the chat right now. Or you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will send you to that same form. Yeah, my pleasure, Paul. Yeah, keep in mind, man, when it comes to, this stuff on YouTube, like, it's challenging. Like, there's a steep learning curve when it comes to YouTube. And, because of that, just go through that process. Like, what I recommend that you do is find other channels that are making similar content to yours and start looking at. Don't look at humongous channels, because sometimes just their face being in the thumbnail is going to be the thing that gets people to click that know them. So what you want to do is you want to look at channels that are doing well but aren't huge channels in Thailand, or, any of the places that you're making videos, and just look at what it is that they're doing. Literally pull your channel up right next to theirs and be like, what are they doing for their thumbnails? What am I doing for my thumbnails? What are they doing for their titles? What am I doing for my titles? Conceptually, the idea of the video, what are they doing for each of their videos? What am I doing for mine? When the video first starts, what's happening in theirs, what's happening in mine, and just run those comparisons just so that you can see, like, for the channels that are doing well, what are people responding to? And then you can take that information and say, okay, how can I apply some of this to what it is that I'm doing, but then also make it uniquely mine on top of that. Let's see here. Imperial Remnant, hope you are doing great. Jason Stallworth says that we watch several YouTubers in Thailand on our TV almost every night. Hey, there's a really good one. His name is Retired Working For You is the name of the YouTube channel. Yeah, he's awesome. Make sure you check him out if he's not on your list already. So Delorum Vox is the name of the next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do a music video podcast. The goal, or the question is, Once in a while, I've broadcasted a rerun of past long-form podcasts. What is your opinion on rerunning past podcasts? So if the podcast is already on your channel, then in that case, I mean, if you are live streaming it and you're doing something that gives it a unique value, like for example, you are streaming, like 10 of your best podcasts back to back, and they're like all an hour long, right? Then in that case, that's okay. But if you're just like, hey, this did well on my channel in the past, I'm just going to download it and I'm going to re-upload it again, or I'm just going to re-upload the original footage again, you want to avoid doing those sorts of things. Next up, That Gun Guy Again is the name of the channel.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been making videos for less than 6 months. The type of channel is a GunTube channel. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, what's the fastest way I can impact my channel to grow viewership and subscribers? So let me take a look at your channel. But typically the answer to this question is understand who it is that you're trying to make content for. Make sure that every video on your channel is an ideal fit for those people that you're making content for. Make sure that the content that you're making has a clear path for your goals in terms of you achieving whatever goals it is that you have for your channel. In addition to that, finding a clear position for your channel that separates you from others who are making similar content. And then from there, working on all the skill sets involved in being a content creator. That means thumbnails, titles, the actual content itself, and all of that. But we're going to go in here and take a look. Okay, so first, you mentioned that you are a gun channel. And I'm looking at your channel right now. And this one right here doesn't say anything to me about the gun, right? So after staring at this for a minute, I can see that you have like bullet heads, which is clever, super clever, by the way. But what you're doing right here is you're putting a whole story in your thumbnail instead of trying to use the thumbnail to grab attention. So when it comes to YouTube, your thumbnail is your billboard. It's the thing that as somebody's, looking through YouTube, right? They're on YouTube's homepage. And they're sitting here scrolling around looking for stuff to watch, right? So your thumbnail is the thing. Oh, hey, there's D on Daniel's. Oh, no, that's on D's channel. So your thumbnail is the thing that helps them identify that you're making a video about something that they might care about. Like in this example. Right here, this is something about, those cars. So if you're into cars, then in that case, that's probably going to stand out to you in some way, right? For me, because I'm a YouTuber and I watch the Creator Insider's YouTube channel, I've already watched the shorts for this one. But here, Renee Ritchie stands out to me, right? So here, Jazz House, right? Because I listen to a lot of music here on YouTube. So them putting Jazz House in the thumbnail, that is a way for me to identify that that's, something that I might care about. Here, with Jake Sloan right here, they're focusing the conversation on these DJI pockets, right? So the idea, evening jazz right here. So I know that it's music, right? Here with Malte Martin, he's, here with his handpan, right? So me, because I play handpan and I listen to handpan music, specifically his channel a lot, I recognize him in the handpan, right? Here, the helmet, right? From the channel that we just looked at, which I just want to bring to everybody's attention real quick. The channel here, the Chaseontwowheels, we just looked at that channel earlier in the stream today, and you can see how responsive YouTube's system is to saying, hey, he was on this channel, he was looking around, he clicked on some videos, let's try again. This moment right here, I'm just gonna take this as an opportunity to show you that when it comes to YouTube, with the Chaseontwowheels channel, I haven't interacted with that channel that I can, remember anyway. Maybe I have in the past, but I hadn't until just a little bit ago here during the stream. And now YouTube is saying, oh, hey, you were interacting with the channel. Hey, try this one. What do you think of this video? So this happens, and this is why niching down is so important. And this is the one that I'm talking about, this one right here. So this is why this sort of thing is so important, is because if he had a bunch of videos on the channel about a bunch of other stuff that wasn't about what it is that he's actually doing, then this opportunity right here to pull me back into the channel, this could have been a video that wasn't, relevant and it didn't stand out to me. And then, I might not have even seen it at all. So because we're live, I'm not going to click into it. But the idea is that you're trying to do all of these things like he's doing right here with the motorcycle helmet to help people immediately identify that the content is about something that they care about, right? And the better you get at that, the easier all this stuff gets. So in your case, you're focusing on telling this whole story about all this stuff and, doing all this cool artwork. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to hover. Actually, I'll just click into it to see what it is that you're doing here. Wait, what's going on here? Yeah, I don't even know what's going on here. I thought this was a gun channel. Yeah, I haven't seen a gun yet. Yeah, so I'm not even sure what you are. Yeah, I'm not even sure what you're doing here on this one. So okay, let's break this back down to basics. So here's what you got to think about. If you're trying to reach people that are into firearms, you need to not worry about being clever, right? Right now, you are trying to be clever with what it is that you're doing with your thumbnails. You're using AI to make these, but you're focusing on the wrong things. The things that are going to attract people that or help people that are into firearms identify that your content's about something that they might care about, it's going to be firearms, right? And here it is, you're doing it again with this like weird, well, I'm not going to call it weird, but this bullet thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. So the thing to think about here also is if you are trying to connect with people that are into firearms, right here, if I hover over this looks like some type of like, cartoon animation or something like that. And even if I was into firearms, I wouldn't click on this because this is irrelevant to me as somebody that would be into that. So same thing here, right? So if we load this up, it looks like you have a scope here or a laser target, I'm guessing that is. But this is like the smallest thing in your thumbnail. So really what should be focused on is unboxing this and what my kids think about it. So I would actually move your hand over here, make all of this way bigger, and then have you guys reacting on this side, right? So then you have the focus with this thing right here, having this big, and then having you guys over here doing your reaction to that thing, right? So it's those types of things because they said what isn't going to capture the attention of people that are into firearms. This right here is the only thing that you have here that clearly says this has something to do with firearms. So this thing here should be the prominent thing. Now with this, the place where you are winning with this is that it is centered. So because of that, the eye is going to see this and then it's going to see this. But if they're just glancing around at content, then it's going to be really easy to go right over this. Yeah, very similar with a lot of this stuff. Yeah, and here also, every AR owner needs this tool. So you already told them before they even click on this video that they need a Leatherman's tool. So nobody has to watch this video to know the tool that they need because you're telling them right here. So if it was you and you're holding this that's back here in the background, then in that case, instantly it's relevant. And then every owner needs this tool. All of a sudden, now you have, it's like, hey, here's the, well, here you have the unboxing the tool. So you're saying what it is. But you remove that picture that makes it look like a Leatherman's, like a multi-tool or whatever those things are called. So because of that, I would definitely make sure that you are focusing the imagery here on the stuff that matters to the people that you're trying to reach. In this case, I think it's a little bit better because you have more emphasis on the scope here. So it's a little bit better. But yeah, those are the types of things that I'd be working on right now. In your case is I would just get clear there with the packaging. I'd also get clear on what it is that you're offering so that, when people are getting presented your content, like I was showing you with the channel right here. So when people get recommended your content and they hover over it, if it grabs their attention, that they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this definitely has something to do with firearms, right? That's the way that you want to be thinking about this. If you are just joining us, I do want to let you know that we are talking about everything related to YouTube. So if you are a content creator, you are in the right place. We do this every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you have a question about anything it is that you're doing, it's free to ask questions. You can add them to the form that's in the description below, or it's actually pinned in the chat as well. Or if you're watching this on somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that place, to that form. Okay. And really quick, Renee mentions that people have done reruns on RSS when older episodes are no longer discoverable or available, but YouTube doesn't work like RSS. Yeah, that was in regards to publishing the video again on the channel, just for some context there for everybody. So next up here, we have Build and Fix with Mooney. Hope you're doing great. I'm curious if this is about your AdSense payment. We're going to see. Uploads 1 time per week or more. Does DIY woodworking content. Goal of the channels to teach others. And then, okay, it's different. It says, I noticed my homepage videos are 3 wide instead of 4 or 5, so I use my first long tail title that is 79 characters, but it shows under the video and not truncated. Is this YouTube's new layout? Do I understand this correctly? The title change seems to be working. So when it comes to like how big they're showing everything, keep in mind they're always testing their interface. So because of that, you still want to try to, maintain best practices when it comes to title links and things like that. I wouldn't ever go over YouTube's 60 count. And the reason for that is just to make sure that wherever it's being shown on YouTube, that it's not getting truncated. And really, even at 60, it gets truncated sometimes. So, like 52, 53 is like a good range, but, I would peak it out at 60 though, so that you just make sure that everything that's important to the viewer is going to be seen and they can fully, get what it is that you're doing in the title without it being cut off anywhere. But in terms of the layouts, how many videos, all that stuff, yeah, they're messing with that stuff all the time. Yeah, and Late Apex Garage says, I have a whole file of thumbnails and titles for my homepage that I have no idea what they're about. Learn from others' mistakes. Absolutely. Next up, we've got Mac Movement is the name of the channel. They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than a year. They do a digital campfire for sci-fi, fantasy, conspiracies, and strange worlds. It's the digital stream side. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is going live for just hanging out for the 4,000 watch hours, if your goal is long form, a bad idea? So when it comes to live streams, in order for you to get that 4,000 hours, it's not just the time that you spend live, it's time that people are hanging out. So when you are going live, you have to make sure that you're doing something that people are hanging out for in order to keep people in your stream so that you can collect those watch hours. So because of that, if you're trying to get that 4,000 hours, you can live stream if you have people that are coming into the live stream to hang out, and you can use that as part of your strategy to get into the partner program. But if you focus that same energy on making really good videos, then in that case, you might get there faster. And here's why. When it comes to live streams, especially if it's a Hangout live stream, the thing that works against you there is that live streams can be extremely transient, meaning that you'll see people coming in and out of the live stream, and you're not really collecting much if you're not holding people in terms of watch time. In addition to that, if somebody comes in on the replay after the live stream is finished, you're still getting watch time for that as well. But because it's a Hangout live stream, and if you're not there, a Hangout isn't really, that great to watch, after the fact. So because of that, when you, like if it's just hanging out, like, hey, I'm just hanging out, answering questions, watch me do some stuff, whatever. But when you are finished with that live stream and then it's up for the replay, then, the abandonment on that's probably going to be relatively high too. However, if you take some of that time that you spent or that you were planning to spend hanging out and you put that towards getting a better understanding of your viewers, spending more time in your editing software to learn how to edit better, watching videos on editing videos, watching videos on presentation, watching videos on thumbnails, or, all the different things around thumbnails, reading something about, copywriting, not copywriting as it relates to like music and content and things like that, but I mean like writing copy. Those types of things will bring you better long-term gains that will probably get you there faster than just hanging out in a live stream trying to get that same time. And if you do it as a video, then in that case, if you spend that same amount of time, you're like, okay, I'm going to spend this time making videos instead, then that also gives you the opportunity to publish videos that people can enjoy essentially forever, as long as it's a good video. And then by doing that, you don't have that problem where you're trying to, where you're fighting against people watching a live stream replay and that sort of thing, right? So I would work on that sort of stuff versus trying to do the live stream just for the sake of hanging out. Because like I'm looking at your channel right now and I see your live streams. And with the current live streams, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much right now about doing that for your watch time. Instead, I would definitely put the energy towards your video content. 100%, I would put it towards your video content based on what you're currently making right now. Yeah, video content and working on the skills side, right? Because there's publishing videos and there's publishing videos that people respond to. And right now you need to get the video content to a place where people will respond to it better. So I would put all of your effort right now towards that. And then once you get that figured out, then everything else will start falling into place. Right, D?
100%. It all falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Melinda, how you doing? Good to see you.
Next up on the list, we've got Scott's Page Strength. Uploads 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do peptides and TRT content. Goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator.
That's what I would have guessed.
And I was going to ask.
Yeah,
but I was like, what? He'll probably know this one.
I would have, yeah. First thing that came to my mind when you said that was like peptides and TRT.
That's great.
Yeah.
The goal is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, if I add in some behind the scenes of my life as a 56-year-old strength coach using peptides and TRT, and it didn't, there's a question there. I don't know if you're saying, will it help the channel or what?
Read what.
So let me take a look at your channel and see what it is that you're doing here.
Read what they said again.
If I add in some behind the scenes of my life as a 56-year-old strength coach using peptides and TRT.
Oh, yeah. They're wanting to know if behind the scenes content would help the channel.
Yeah, I think so. Let's take a look. Yeah, strength coach. I'm scared to come off. Here's why. Okay, yeah, I would definitely share some stuff because you're ripped to shreds. So yeah, ooh. I would definitely share some stuff because you being at the gym, that kind of stuff, and showing people what it is that you're doing.
Load them up.
Could be interesting to people.
You can't say somebody's ripped
and
to
you
shreds
have
and then not.
And you have the visual authority there, meaning that if somebody's interacting with your content, they can clearly see that you're doing the thing that you're talking about. So because of that, yeah, I think doing that sort of thing is definitely something that I would experiment with on the channel. And see if people enjoy it or not. Because, with all this stuff, a lot of it's experimentation. But I would definitely experiment with some of those things, but make sure that it's relevant to people that care about, strength. So that you can make sure that it's not just, hey, here's some behind the scenes of me going to the store. It's these are the things that I look for when I'm in a store to make sure that I stay healthy. Right. So then that way it's more behind the scenes, casual type of content, but it's still relevant to the audience that you're serving. And the content that you produce.
Dude is jacked.
Another thing, he is jacked. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, yeah, dude's ripped to shreds. So yeah, so he's got that in terms of the authority there.
Yeah.
But another thing is also be careful when it comes to your thumbnails, because right here you can see how it's getting cut off right here, and this is an important word in terms of trying to connect with the people that you're trying to connect with. So because of that, when you're making thumbnails, there's a service called 1 of 10 that I recommend. And if you have ChatGPT, you can also make them in there, which this might be what you made it in. But inside of ChatGPT now, they also have an option when you're creating an image to where you can choose 16:9 aspect ratio. And then that makes sure that these types of text cutoffs and things like that don't happen as much. Yeah, and other things too. So people responded to this one here. You got 5,000 views on this one. I'm 56. Why wouldn't I be on peptides forever? And with this one, people still responded to it, but I would definitely put more, emphasis on you here. Because, again, because you're jacked, I would leverage that in all of your content because you're leading by example in that case.
Here's what I would do. I would either learn how to do it yourself using a tripod.
After watching this, I'm like, man, I need to go start taking some peptides. Like, what's going on here?
We need to get
holy moly. Yeah.
Retatrutide.
Yep. Less pizza, more peptides. I think that's the trick here.
That's the name of the channel. That we're gonna make. Less pizza, more. I don't know. I like pizza.
Yeah, pizza or peptides.
Yeah.
Pizza and peptides.
Ooh.
Right. Yeah, that's a good channel right there. Pizza and peptides.
Yeah, pizza and peptides. Just like jack dudes who eat protein pizza, made out of cauliflower protein powder.
Right.
Yummy.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So here's what I would do. I would either learn how to do it yourself, setting it up on your camera up on a tripod or whatever, or have somebody take the pictures for you. I would spend some time on YouTube. And I would look up how to take fitness photos because you have the physique that older men want, younger men want, even that. Like you have the visuals to where if all you did is put yourself in the thumbnail with the right picture, your body enough sells it. Right. So I would spend the time to have really good pictures. Doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money to do it. You just have to watch some YouTube tutorials on how to take fitness photos and just follow their instructions and you can figure out how to do it. A lot of it's with shadows, just lighting yourself in a certain way to where the shadows will accentuate the cuts that you have on your body, where the muscles are. So learn how to do that so you can put better pictures of yourself in your thumbnails. That doesn't mean they should all be professional shots or that type of shot.
Yeah, I think the amateur thing in terms of connecting with it, make it look real.
Right. What I was going to say is make sure you keep some of the amateur ones in there or maybe even test them to see which ones do better. But anything that doesn't highlight your body in a really good shape, get rid of it. Like somebody needs to look at this picture and go, holy crap, this dude looks phenomenal for his age. And they need to be able to think that at a glance. Some of your pictures do that. Some of them don't. And by the way, you can still take an amateur looking photo and still use the lighting to your advantage to make your muscles stick out.
Yeah, he's doing some of that right here.
Yeah.
I think he's already familiar with that. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, cause he did. I'm not looking at your channel until he just scrolled down. So yeah, you've got some good shots in there. Yeah, way to go, man.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're focusing on the right things though, right? Like here, you're focusing on that, that stuff. You're focusing on it up here. It's getting cut off though, so I'd redo this thumbnail.
And I would simplify your thumbnails too, like the one over there that people responded to, 5.5 thousand. I don't know if that was the original thumbnail or if you're testing.
Might have done 10 though.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would take off things, all that little text that's everywhere. I would get rid of that stuff. So it's just never coming off.
It's focused.
Right. Keep it focused. Never coming off when you're in Retatrutide, however you pronounce that, and then like you. All that other little stuff that you have going on in the thumbnail, you don't need it. Get rid of it. So it just focuses on your big text and then a great shot of you.
Home Rapid Repair says with the long form clipping feature inside the editor, you can test shorter portions of the video without having to upload again. So sharing a tip there from Larry, and Renee chases that, saying that YouTube has also announced suggested shorts as well as clips coming to the editor. So good news there in relation to that. Love it.
So Jason Stallworth is also a big believer in TRT and peptides.
Well, what is I don't know what I've heard people talk about peptides, but I don't know what they are.
I don't know, but I'm seeing more and more people talk about peptides. I don't know. I'm in my 50s.
Yeah.
So
I start looking into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is TRT? Do you know what that is?
It's hormones.
Like a growth hormone or something?
I believe so.
Okay. I thought that was like HR. No,
it's human HG.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Clearly, we don't know.
HGH is
there's a camera right here. Clearly, we don't know.
HGH is a growth hormone. TRT, it's testosterone, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, it's testosterone. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
Testosterone.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, testosterone, and then HGH is human growth hormone. Yeah,
got it.
Testosterone replacement therapy.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Thank you. But yeah, YouTube knows what's up because it'll keep. It's actually, so does Instagram and TikTok now that I think about it. Because like I'm seeing more and more stuff of that. Guys in their 50s and 60s talking about these things. And I'm just like, yeah, not yet. Maybe
so. Maybe time.
This was a sign.
Yeah, the universe is like, hey, dude. Hey, fellas. Got something for you here.
I was thinking, I was thinking about it. You pulled up the channel, and I was like, I don't know, peptides and TRT, maybe.
Oh, they're being used in skincare and makeup also, Melinda says.
I was like, maybe if only there was somebody else that could co-sign, and then Jason Stallworth came in and says, I'm big into it too.
Yep, there you go.
There you go. Co-signed.
Yep. Scott says, thank you guys. Amazing advice. Appreciate you. Let's do it. Peptides and pizza, the three of us. It's a testosterone replacement therapy. You guys need coaching. I'm ready to get you guys shredded.
There you go.
So we're in Asia, so I don't know if you want to come over here and like take us to the gym or not.
Yeah, you can probably get all of that stuff here just at the local pharmacy.
Yeah,
that's one interesting thing about Thailand is that
some things you don't need prescriptions for.
Some things, yeah. I know at one time Thailand specifically was a hotbed for that, specifically that sort of thing.
I think they still have a lot of that going on in Pattaya also.
Do they?
I think so. Yeah.
Like I know.
With the pharmacies and stuff. Yeah. So I know. I
used to have my friends when I
Who was it? Yeah, I think it was Vin. I went to one of the pharmacies with Vin there, and they pulled out like a binder full of like all the different stuff that you could choose from. Yeah, it was wild. Absolutely wild.
I had some friends back in the States when I used to go back and forth, and they always used to say, "Hey man, can you bring this back from Thailand?" I was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Not a mule, but thanks.
My suitcases are filled with drugs.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Why, I'm not gonna risk being a steroid mule.
Oh goodness. So 35th Scale Modeler is the name of the next channel. They upload when they have time. Been on YouTube.
I'm not a drug mule. Not anymore.
Been on YouTube for less than 6 months. The type of channel is scale modeling and plastic models. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, I'm looking for your overall opinion of what I've posted on my channel, what you think that I can improve upon. It seems that my videos are not getting views compared to other channels in my niche. Am I doing something wrong? So let's take a look at what it is that you're doing. So you didn't put a comparison channel in here, which is always helpful because that helps us be able to kind of see, or show you the difference between what other people are doing. Okay, so right now,
hey Scott, I just subscribed to your channel, by the way.
So right now, you have on the 35th Scale Modeler.
He just said, is this for Sean? He says, that wasn't my channel. It was an example channel on my niche. Maybe I messed up and I shared the wrong link.
Oh, that might have been my fault. That might have been user error here. So yeah, let me get that. Hold on 1 second. I'm just going to get you queued up here so I can make sure to get you taken care of. So my bad on that one. Sean rides BMW.
Yeah, so Jive Dancing earlier when they're like, what did you do before YouTube?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, drug mule. Yeah.
I was a mule.
Oh man.
I was a very well-paid mule.
Okay, so we'll pull yours back up, Sean Rides. And if you could, Sean, if you wouldn't mind also dropping your question back into here also, just drop it in the chat, and then that way I don't have to go and find it.
So you mix up the channels.
So yeah, so that other channel that I pulled up, that was the comparison channel. So I just grabbed the wrong link. So here on this channel, you said that other channels are growing, at a faster rate than you are. So a couple of things is you have, let's see here, bringing World War II history to life in 1/35th scale. So let's see here. So a couple of things. One is if you look at the imagery here, if this were to show up on a homepage, which it does, it's pretty hard to figure out. Like I'm studying this, and I still haven't completely figured out what's going on here. I think it might be a guy riding a motorcycle here. But I would definitely make these more attention grabbing in the image itself. Here inside the 88, unboxing the kit, first examination. Yeah, not sure what that is. Yeah, so okay, there's a couple things. One is you haven't uploaded for a month. So you don't want to just get going and then stop, right? Because you're starting to, get people interacting with the channel. So you want to keep giving them content to watch. Right now, the people that have enjoyed these videos, they're just left hanging right now because you don't have much of an archive. So they can watch all of these videos and then just forget about you completely. So you want to make sure that you're giving them content on a regular basis that they can come back and watch. In addition to that, because you mentioned other channels as well that are doing similar things. Another thing that I would also do is I would compare your channel to other channels that are doing similar things, look at their upload schedule. I made a free tool for this. It's called Creator Dashboard. And if I click on this Analyze Content button, it's not going to give us a lot because you haven't uploaded. But basically, this shows like the most popular videos over the 90 days, shows like upload cadence, which this is actually not all, you're doing shorts, that's why. But it shows like when you're uploading content, things like that. Shows for any spikes in viewership, all of these types of things. But this is free, called Creator Dashboard. You can find it at creatordashboard.com. But go to other channels that are like yours and just see, like, are they uploading more content? Like, what are they doing? What are they doing for their thumbnails compared to what it is that I'm doing? Because right now, like some of these, like this one's a little bit more clear, right, with the big tank, on here, but this one's kind of difficult. So you're really leaning on the text for this one right here, but people responded better to this one. So, that's okay, but I would definitely make this, bigger here. And then what did Sean Ride say? Did you see the question?
Going back now. He says, question, overall impression of my channel.
Okay. So Sean Rides.
Wait, that's not the same one that we pulled up with the 1.25 million, was it?
Yeah, I pulled up, that was the comparison channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. That whole thing where we were giving them advice on testing thumbnails and everything?
Yep, that was somebody else.
Someone who's not even in the chat?
Yes. Yep, that was somebody else. Yep. Oh, it's great. All right, so taking a look at your channel here.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not the first time that's happened.
Goodness.
Okay, Sean Rides BMW after 40. Your ID?
We spent like 15 minutes. Oh, that's great. Huh? Can we kick Sean out of the chat?
Yeah, so I mean, it was my fault to kick me out of the chat,
that's
right? That was
great.
me. Yeah, Sean did the right thing. It was me. I'm the one that, pulled up the wrong channel.
You get Sean, I'll get Nick.
Yep.
We'll get him out of here. I'm taking the show over.
All right, so so on your channel, right as I land on your channel page, I see that you have the motorcycle here. Sean Rides BMW, which is repeat of the channel. One thing that I would get clear about up here, and spending a lot of time here, like, don't worry about it too much, but I would add something here that just adds clarity to what it is that you're offering here. Because here you're talking about I've been riding since I was 29, but it was shoulder surgery, hip replacement, and almost kept, and then it cuts off. And then here we can see that you have the motorcycle and then your channel name, but like, I don't really know what it is that you're offering. Are you doing, like, are you teaching people how to ride? Are you, doing motorcycle reviews? Like, what is it specifically that you're doing? Sharing safety tips, that kind of stuff. I would just make sure that you're clear about that. Just condense it all down into one quick phrase and put that, there in your channel art. But more importantly is the actual video content itself. So I think in terms of what it is that you're doing here, I think your thumbnails are okay in terms of focusing on the right thing, but I would get a little bit more motorcycle in here. But it is obvious that you're on a motorcycle in these, so I think that you're doing the right thing there. Same thing here. There's an emphasis on you and the motorbike, so imagery-wise, I think you're good. The one thing that I would do is here, like, you're not too old to start riding. I would be clear that it's motorcycles, even though it's suggested and it's obvious. I would say you're not too old to start riding motorcycles, just to get that clarity in there. And in addition to that, I would put something in there that's a little bit more interesting, like why, right? Like, you're not too old to start riding motorcycles. Here's why. And then by doing that, you're adding making it suggest that there's like some reasoning that you're putting, behind this. Because here you just have, you're not too old to start riding, but you're already telling them that here in the packaging. So, because of that, there's like, it doesn't feel like there's anything extra that I would get by clicking on this video, right? And then here, learn to ride a motorcycle, no parking lot required. Yeah, like, that's okay. But one thing that I would do here is, instead of learn to ride a motorcycle, I would do how to ride a motorcycle instead of learn to ride. And that's because there's probably going to be more people looking for how to ride a motorcycle compared to learn to ride a motorcycle. So because of that, I would do how to ride a motorcycle instead. But I think that one's okay. Relaxing ride, and then this happened twice. Yeah, so not a huge fan of this packaging here. I mean, you do have the curiosity that you're trying to lean into here, so I think that's good. but just the, like, in terms of the relaxing ride part, yeah, I would need to know what actually happened in the video to try to reframe this one. But here's what you want to think about. Like, I think this is okay, but I think you can definitely level it up. So what you want to think about is, if I am getting in front of a new motorcycle rider, which I'm guessing that's who you're trying to serve here because of this video. Most riders aren't trained right. Yeah, and you're given, like, you know, riding tips. So because of that, I would also make that sort of thing, you know, clear here. Yeah, like, you're not too old to start riding a motorcycle, or to start riding, even if you're, you know, even if you've never ridden a motorcycle before, you know, something along that. It's a little wordy, so I'd workshop that a bit. But, you know, trying to make sure that if you are teaching people how to ride, that you are making it clear from the outside that this stuff is for beginners. Some of that is going to be obvious topically, but for other things like this, you have start riding, so that carries that one, I think. So I think you might be okay on that one, but I would still put the motorcycle in there, and then here's why. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, and it also creates some curiosity. Yeah, I like that too. And then you have here 3 things that shock new motorcycle riders. Yeah, I think that's good too. Yeah, and also, just as like another reframing of this, like, I think this is okay. But also, you know, yeah, this is okay. I think that's fine. But I would make sure the motorcycle is in there a little bit more clearly, right? Here. And then I would also experiment with this one by taking the didn't expect off of there, because you're kind of suggesting that here anyway. And then just putting like an arrow, you know, to the truck, or, you know, something like that. Yeah, so some of your packaging, okay, let me get to what matters here. So some of your packaging is okay. You're making it clear what it is that the content's about. I think some of the titles definitely could use some work, but I think you're heading in the right direction. So when it comes to the packaging, you have that. So the next thing that I would do in your case, and you don't have a lot of views right now, so you can't fully do this yet in a way that, you know, that you'll be able to take anything like super actionable from it. But one thing that I would do is I would just go in and look at your videos and see, like, okay, out of 42 viewers, is anybody watching to the end? Or is everybody gone by like this part? And then if they're gone, then you can start looking into things like, okay, is my camera angle something, you know, because you have like this extreme wide angle view. So then you can start looking into things like, okay, well, if I can't get people past here, you know, maybe I should try doing this with like a different camera, see if, you know, they respond better to that camera instead of the ultra wide view, that kind of thing. But I would go in and I would start looking at that, even though you're not getting a lot of views right now. I would go in and just start looking to see, like, okay, like, you know, with this, like, am I getting people into this in any way, shape, or form? And if I'm not, then in that case, you know, how can I start engaging people more, you know, when all this stuff first starts, in terms of, you know, letting them know what's going on here. I'm not sure, like me taking some time off and work on just basic maneuvers. And look at this, I can't even do a U-turn in here. Yeah, another thing that I would do here is I would also present this in the beginning with like a real hook. So it looks like you're not doing that. Like, it looks like you're just starting this off conversationally, which can work, but it's better if you do use a hook of some kind. So for example, taking time off riding, you lose skills faster than you think. So, you know, when it first starts, maybe you might say something like, hold on, like me, taking some time off, basic measures, and look at this. I can't even do a U-turn. It used to be easy for me. So I have my work cut out for me when I need to practice and there's no cars coming. I can use my driveway. Yeah, so like right here, right when the video first starts. If you haven't ridden in a while, you know, you might need to polish up your skills. Let's talk about it, right? Something like that. So then that way you are confirming what they came in here for, and then you're suggesting, like, okay, we're going to have this conversation about, you know, why you might need to work on that and how you can lose your skills and, you know, all of those types of things. But I would make sure that you are adding real hooks to your videos as well, so that you can meet people as they're coming into the videos to, you know, to give them a reason to continue watching once they come in.
Pull that back up really quick. That screen. Bring it back up. Right. Yep, that right there. Flat earthers. Now what? Now what?
Oh, that's great.
I love motorcycle channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. I love them. Yeah, I was asking Sean. I tried to tag Sean here in the chat, but I couldn't do it. I hope maybe he didn't leave. I was curious what microphone he's using inside of his helmet, if he's speaking while he's doing his riding. Yeah, there's something really cool, man, about because I ride a bike, right? Mm-hmm. There's something cool about watching some motorcycle videos where their audio, you can just hear the motorbike. You can hear it, right? You can hear the hum of it. Mm-hmm. You can hear the little bit of the wind on the outside. And it's just like, I think because I do ride, it triggers something in my brain. Mm. That's probably why people watch them. Probably a lot of people who ride motorcycles watch these people do that. I think there's something that gets triggered there.
Yeah, still a fairly new channel too. So yeah, keep going. Like I think that you're heading in the right direction. I would just be fine tuning some of those things that we're talking about. And you are taking the photos and all that stuff. To where you're putting the emphasis to where it's clear. It's about a motorcycle and all that stuff. I would do a little bit of experimentation there in terms of like let's get the motorcycle in more. Let's try building a thumbnail around like the shot of me, like riding, like this type of thing. I would experiment with that sort of thing right now to see if you can find that thing that helps the people that you're trying to reach, identify it. He says the microphone I have directly into Go.
Into Go.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is.
Alrighty. Guessing that's the camera.
Oh.
Yep.
Indigo.
Thank you.
So next up on the list here, we have Nation Scope. Nation Scope uploads every other day, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do geopolitics, diplomacy, current affairs, and short clips. The goal is to be a full-time content creator, and they say, how can I make at least 100,000 subscribers? So, let's take a look at your channel and just see what it is that you're offering.
Oh, yeah, the Go is the Insta360.
Oh, okay.
I can't keep... Man, is anybody else hit a point where you just can't keep up with all the gear that's coming out?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it's constant.
Yeah, Insta360 and the GoPros. Who else is the DJI products? Rode releases something all the time. Elgato's constantly. I can't keep track of it all.
So the first thing I want to mention is it looks like you started off strong with 4 videos in your first month, and then you went down to 2, and then down to 2 again. And then we have, now you're up to 3 here. Some of this might end up falling into, last month too. But yeah. So 1, I would get a strict schedule together because your goal here is 100,000 subscribers. So 1, I'd get a strict schedule together. Number 2, I would simplify your thumbnails because you're just way too busy. There's way too much stuff going on here. 2, when it comes to what it is that you're offering, I would make sure that you are thinking about like a segment of what it is that you're doing. Like, are you going after like what it is that Russia's doing? Are you going after, the Epstein file stuff? Like, are you going after, the Trump stuff? Like what is it that you're going after?
It looks like they're heavily weighted towards Indian interests.
Yeah, I think it's an Indian channel. You can see up here, they got the little flag up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think it's an Indian channel. But yeah, I would definitely simplify everything it is that you're doing. Because right now, like the things that are going to bring attention to this content is the characters, we'll call them, but it's the, people behind what it is that you're talking about. So here, you have, Putin, and then you have like Russia bans fuel export. So here, it's pretty clear what it is that you're talking about. So I think that you're okay in that regard. But all of this type of stuff where you have all of these things going on here, I would simplify all of this. Like it's just not necessary.
This is exactly what I was talking about earlier with the
AI thumbnails.
With the AI thumbnails.
Yeah, this is where AI works against you.
Right.
Yeah.
AI is perfectly capable of making great thumbnails. And we talked about 1 of 10 is the best out there for making them right now, in my opinion. But if you don't have them, I think ChatGPT and Nano Banana Pro are also fantastic if you use the right prompts. You just don't want cluttered thumbnails like this. And if you're not careful with how you prompt, it will give you cluttered thumbnails. No, just for example, this middle picture here, or either one, the first one or the second one, no one is going to read all of that.
Right.
You are getting people's attention in a second. You have a second to get their attention. They're not going to pause to read all this little stuff you have on their thumbnail. They might read 3 or 4 words, maybe 5, maybe 6. They're not going to read all this little fine text and look at all the little things that you have on there, all the little icons that you have. That's too much information. You want to focus them on the things that matter. What matters? What matters in this video? What will matter to the person I'm trying to get to click on this video? A couple of words, a little bit of imagery, a main focus, and then that's it. So figure out how to prompt properly if you're going to use AI to make your thumbnails.
Yeah. Roberto Blake in the house. What is up, Roberto? Hope that you are doing amazing. Welcome to the stream. Roberto Blake, the Sith Lord of YouTube, is what we call Roberto. And I've got a thing here for Roberto. I went to the wrong page. He is. Yeah, throughout the galaxy.
Roberto Blake.
And Roberto says that he's going to be doing channel reviews this afternoon since they're not doing an Opus stream today. So that's good to know. I think that's happening after the stream, shortly after the stream. But another thing, too, is like with this channel. So I would also figure out if you are focusing on India politics or, global politics. And the reason for that is just so you can be the resource for that thing, right? So if you're targeting an Indian audience, then doing, Indian politics makes sense. If you're targeting a Western audience, then focusing on the things that, that are more Western focused would also be a thing that I would focus on here. So I would get clear on which, like who it is that you're serving in terms of, location on Earth. And then I would make sure that everything that you're making is relevant to those people too.
This is one of the things, we've talked about this quite a bit in terms of people using tools. People using tools before they know how to actually make a thing manually, right? Like you don't have that gauge.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, well, this generated a good looking image, so I'm going to use it. Yeah. A lot of people are doing that. YouTube is littered with that sort of thing.
Yeah, sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah, sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works. But the question is, would it be working better if it wasn't so cluttered?
Right.
Right. So even if you have a situation where, wow, this video has a lot of views, well, how many views may it have gotten because it had a higher click-through rate if it wasn't so cluttered?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, Brad mentions, has anyone seen the Mandalorian movie? Not yet. Yeah, we're going to see it this weekend.
The Mandalorian movie.
Yep. Yes, we're going to see it this weekend.
This is the first Star Wars movie that I didn't get excited about, and I didn't go see on opening night. First one ever.
Yeah, just getting yeah, it's probably movie fatigue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was like a big product, like a news story, or Star Wars 10, something big, yeah, I'd be there. Yeah. But like this one, it's like, I don't know.
I'm still excited for it. I enjoyed the Mandalorian.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll definitely be worth the 2 hours or however long it is.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah. We're gonna see. I'll probably see it more than once, but I just don't have that normal Star Wars excitement. For it.
So next up, we've got Carlos X720.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
we were talking about this when we were getting our coffee. We were looking at the apps to check before it premiered here. I was looking at the apps to see, how many tickets it sold. You can see the seating, where you can buy the seats. They were all empty. Like every showing was completly empty.
Is it empty now? Check, because there's probably an 11 o'clock showing.
I'll look right now.
Yeah, because it's like Saturday night. It's like we're rolling up on like 10:30 p.m.
It was empty on Thursday night when it premiered. It was empty on Friday night. So now
I'm just curious if it's also taken on there. So the next question that we have is from Carlos X720. They upload when they have time. They do video game content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, how do I rebound my channel on the video side under this new algorithm update? The main videos are intended to be playthroughs and walkthroughs, and I don't have a voice. No commentary in them. These videos are meant to be supplements to my reviews. It's my understanding that YouTube algorithm watches my videos and they file it somewhere. I intend for my videos to be filed in playthrough and walkthroughs. I do commentaries and live streams only when I feel ready for it. Okay, so here is something that is really important to think about when it comes to YouTube. Regardless of any updates they make to their system, if people are engaging with your content, they are going to keep showing your content to people. If people are not engaging with your content, and by engaging, I mean that it's grabbing their attention, they're clicking on it, they're coming in, they're enjoying that content, they're having an experience that YouTube is deeming as a satisfactory experience for, for their platform. When that happens, regardless of what changes they make to their system, if people respond to what you're doing, YouTube's going to keep showing it to people because you're helping YouTube serve their goals, which is keeping people on the platform, showing the right content to the right people at the right time that they're the most likely to enjoy it. So because of that, if you are, having trouble with your content, the first thing that you got to think about is like, what is it that I'm offering with this? And are people even responding to this? Because right now I see you have almost 2,000 videos on the channel, 1.8 thousand videos. And I know that, some of these are shorts also. But out of all of those videos, you've got 134 subscribers on the channel. So what that tells me is that when people are interacting with your channel or your videos, that they're just not, they're just not fulfilling that need for people. And I think that probably a big part of that is that, if you are doing Let's Plays and walkthroughs and there's no commentary, then there's nothing that separates your videos from the million other gaming creators that are doing the exact same thing on the exact games that you're playing, right? So because of that, there's nothing to really help this stuff stand out against everybody else. In addition to that, like you're titling these videos, like here, let me pull this up just so you can see it. So in addition to that, you're titling all this stuff around you. And right now, when it comes to YouTube, people, like this name, Carlos X720, that you're leading your titles with, right now, this doesn't matter to strangers on YouTube, right? So because of that, you should be focusing your titles around the things that viewers care about, not using it as an opportunity to plug your channel name. And then when it comes to your thumbnails, you're focusing on screenshots, so you're heading in the right direction there. But I think just overall, what's being offered, probably needs to be leveled up a bit if people aren't responding to it yet. So I would work on what it is that you are actually offering, because one of the problems that you have when you're doing like Let's Plays on YouTube is you either got to be really good at the game in order to keep people watching and keep people caring about the content. You either got to be really good, you got to be inside of it somehow, meaning that you're getting like early access to games and things like that to where you're able to offer something faster than other people do. So then, as new things are happening in the game, like you're getting the lead on it. So you publish content as soon as those things happen while everybody else is going and trying to make videos about it. Like you already have stuff published, and ready to go. So, those types of things are the things that can separate you. So really good at the game, being on the inside, or be extremely entertaining, but in like a non-cringe way. Sometimes cringe, but in a mostly non-cringe way. But sometimes cringe works too. But if you're going to be doing Let's Plays, those things. But if you're not doing any commentary, you don't have any voice, then you remove the entertainment side. You remove the side where people can connect with you in any way, shape, or form. When somebody comes into the video, they just have to use the title to know everything that's happening in the video, because they're not going to get any additional context when they come into the video. So you're really putting limits on yourself with what it is that you are, what it is that you're posting here. So what I would do is I would start trying to think about, okay, what can I do? Like if I'm going to stand out against other people that are playing this Eggman game or the Shinobi game, like what can I do that is going to help me stand out against all of the other creators on YouTube that are also playing this game or have made videos about this in the past that YouTube might show people that I have to compete with as well.
So I looked up The Mandalorian and Grogu for the showing that's getting ready to start. Mm-hmm. Almost 11 p.m. on a Saturday night. Mm-hmm. Huge cinema. Mm-hmm. Guess how many tickets are in there?
12.
11.
Wow, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
That was good.
11.
Wow.
It is all empty. Mm. And all the ones tomorrow.
I'm shocked because here they like cartoons and Star Wars and like all that stuff.
They barely, really like Roberta said, they barely promoted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was clicking through tomorrow, looking at them, completely empty. 2 people, no people, no people, no people, 1 person, 2 people, 4 people. Yeah, just absolute disaster of a rollout here.
Oh, yeah. Go Disney.
That's right. That means that when we go see it,
Guess they should have kept Andrew Can on board.
That's right.
Yep.
That's what you get for letting Andrew Can go.
Right. Karma.
When
That's what
we
that's
go
called.
see it, we're going to be in there all by ourselves.
Yep, spreading out like this.
Yeah.
Yep, man spreading and everything.
Are you going to see it in IMAX, or are you going to see it first class so you can lay down in the...
So we were talking about that. So
lay down and have the lay down experience?
Yeah, so we're going to the first class one because of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have a 12 o'clock showing. That 12 o'clock in the afternoon showing, like, nobody's going to that. Like, I'm not even, like, I'm barely opening my eyes at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I'm still having, like, morning coffee and stuff. So we're definitely not making that one.
Right.
The next one is, like, 7 p.m. And, you know, like, we got popcorn. Right? So, like, if we go out.
Popcorn's a dog.
Yeah, so if we go out, you know, we don't want to be out too long. And if we're out at 7, that means we're not getting home to popcorn until movie's over roughly 9 o'clock. You know, we're not getting home until 9:30, 10 o'clock, right? And that's right when popcorn eats. So because of that, you know, we're not doing that later one. So those are IMAX. And then the people with dogs, you know what I'm talking about, right, with all that. But when it comes to the VIP, that one's earlier in the day. So that one's right around like 4 o'clock. So it's like a nice sweet spot.
Speaking of popcorn.
So that was a lot to answer that question.
It was.
Yeah,
I didn't need all that information.
Yeah. Didn't need any of it, actually, except for maybe the actual time that I was going
Right.
there.
Speaking of popcorn, I forgot to tell you this. So I was having a conversation with Mom on Mother's Day. Called Mom, did a video call with Mom.
Derailed.
And we're talking about, you know, stuff, your adoption and all that stuff. Yeah. And I asked her, I was like, what memory, what's one of your best memories of me as a baby, as a kid or whatever? And then she just told
probably
me,
like, yeah, when your brother was born. That was probably her best memory.
Exactly what she said.
Yeah, perfect.
She was like,
she should have said.
When we adopted your brother, that was because then you went silent.
You became insignificant.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
No,
good.
She said, well, first of all, you were a really stupid little kid.
Yeah.
And I said, how so? And she said, well, because we lived on a farm, a corn farm, literally corn farm. And she said when the combines would come and collect all the corn.
And when she said you were a stupid kid, she means you were a stupid kid, not me.
You weren't born
Just
yet.
adding that clarity to everybody, you know,
You
just in
weren't
case that didn't come out
born
right.
yet.
Yeah.
You weren't born yet.
Yeah. So I just wanted to emphasize that our mother was calling you stupid. But yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Stupid little kid.
Yeah, continue.
So, yeah, we had like cornfields, the whole thing. And it's like on the edge of the house. So you have the farmhouse and then like Interstellar, right? Just like the farmhouse.
Yeah, farm and then all corn.
Corn, yeah. So she said the combines would come in to the cornfield and they would drive alongside a truck where the combines would scoop the corn up and everything and shoot it into the truck. And she said I would run to the window like a stupid little kid and I would cheer on because the popcorn truck was here.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Right?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, it's just so adorable, but it was so stupid.
Yeah.
You thought it was a popcorn truck.
That's great.
Yeah. She's like, I was like 2 years old or something talking about popcorn trucks.
That's great.
Yeah. So then she said, that's why we had a second child, hoping that we'd get it right the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, popcorn truck.
Yeah, that's good.
How stupid is that?
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
Yeah.
That was good.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, she should have. Yeah, she should have left you up for adoption at that time. Yeah. There could have been some like church steps to leave you on or something somewhere around there.
Well,
yeah.
Hey, why don't you go play with the popcorn truck?
Right? 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 Oh, you want some pop? Yeah, go get some popcorn. Yeah, that would have been the easy way to deal with that situation.
Yeah, go play with the popcorn.
Yeah.
Popcorn trucks, they like little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute. It's good. Okay. So let's see here. So next up on the list here.
No, jive dancing.
Jive dancing. Yeah, she probably did. Yeah, we all kind of do. Like when we all like meet up for family events and stuff, we all kind of, pick on D. Yeah.
No. Of course she didn't say it was
just
stupid.
kidding.
She was like, it was just such a
so
sweetest.
cute.
It's the sweetest little thing. You're going to the window and yelling about the popcorn truck.
Yeah.
And then I said, yeah, that's like a really stupid thing for a kid to say. And she says, well, yeah. I mean, if you say so.
Well, at least you threw yourself under the bus, though.
Yeah.
Right? You kind of gave her that opening because you're like, yeah, I know what she's wanting to say, but I'll go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's the thing. You kind of want to, give them the
alley-oop.
The alley-oop.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're wanting to throw me under the bus here.
Right.
Here's your opportunity.
Here's the thing.
You don't have to do it. Therefore, I'm not offended. So I'm going to take one for the two of us and throw myself under the bus. So you don't have to. So you're not. So you don't go to bed. You don't go to bed feeling bad.
Right.
About calling your son stupid.
Yeah.
You don't have to take like Vicodin and whiskey and all the other stuff that you use to go to sleep to get through the night.
Okay, so the next question is from Ben Abay. Ben Abay uploads 1 time per week or more. They do culture travel. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator.
Mom.
And the question is, what can I do to steer my channel in a way to become full-time? Okay, let's take a look at Benjamin here and see what's going on.
Midnight Madness, what is up?
Midnight Madness 4x4.
Tish says, your mom is the bestest. She put up with you. Tish, you have no idea what my mom put up with. People, if you were to ask somebody, like, what's one of your main regrets in life? And one of them would be, it's got to be in the top 3, would be giving my mom such a hard time. Oh, my goodness.
All right, so here we go, Ben.
That poor woman. No wonder she drinks herself to sleep every night. No wonder. Right. Yeah.
So a few things. So basically, if your goal is to be a full-time content creator, the very first thing you have to think about is how you are making money. So if you are just relying on AdSense, then in that case, you need to be getting views at scale in order for that to be a significant enough amount of money to go full-time, depending on where you are in the world. So, in some cases, for some people, it might not need as much, but, if you are wanting to depend on that income and, save money and all that stuff, then you need to get views at scale, to go full time on YouTube. You are getting views, right? A little bit inconsistently, but you are, getting thousands of views on a lot of the videos that you publish. So you're definitely heading in the right direction there. The very first thing that I would work on your channel from taking a glance at this is down here, we have which Italian snack tastes the best, right? So this is going to bring in one type of viewer. And then here we have American reacts to this person here. So it's like a reaction video of some kind, right? So that's a different audience for that. Up here, Sao Paulo looks insane from up here. So now you're reaching travel people with this one. So we're just going to make this one gray. And then here, American reacts. So we're going to turn this one back to blue because this is a connection to this one. And then here, American reacts. So this one would be blue as well. And American reacts. Okay. So step number 1 is I would definitely, and then here you have another food one. So step number 1 is I would definitely pick a lane and build your channel around that lane so that you can pick a niche and build your channel around that niche so that you can become known for a thing and so that people will keep coming back to you for a thing. One thing that we can see right here is we can see that here when you're trying food, at least in these 2 examples, when you're trying food, people didn't respond. When you're trying food, people didn't respond. When you are doing the reaction videos, people are responding to these. Here, when you're doing the Sao Paulo video, people are not responding to that. They also are not responding to this, and you're mixing languages here. Do not do that. Don't mix languages in your YouTube titles. And then over here, we have American Reacts again. Yeah, so your reaction videos. It looks like the path for you, at least from what I'm looking at here, is your reaction videos because these are doing the best on your channel. So I would lean into that, number 1, when it comes to, if you're trying to get views at scale so you can go full time, I would lean into that. And then once you're there, same here, here's another food one, right? And this is 134 views. People do not want your food content. They are wanting, at least not right now, right? This isn't what they want. They want this from you. This consistently gets a response, right? Oops. Hold on. Oh, oops! I did that wrong. Hold on. American Reacts.
Wrong channel again?
No. It was right. I just color coded them wrong. Oh. Right. So we're going the reactions there. There we go. And then this one would be the food. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, but the idea is when you have something on a channel and it's working consistently, like this one, you missed the park, but it might, or you missed the thing, but it might be because of the mixed language here. But when you have something that consistently works, you want to lean into it and then become known for that thing as long as it aligns with your goals and what you're trying to do with the YouTube channel. So that would be step number 1. Step number 2 is monetization because you have making the right content. So right now, the conversation is around how can we dial the channel in so that we can get more, people binge watching the content, keep more people coming back to the channel, just keep amplifying views and views and views, so that you can make money from AdSense. So the next thing is once you get that dialed into where your view counts are, consistent, from there, that's where you would start, trying to do brand deals and things like that and having sponsors with some of the content that you're publishing. And then that would be another way that you could monetize. With reaction content, it's a little bit more challenging when it comes to additional things that you can do to make money. So you can do brand deals still. You can get ad revenue. You can do crowdfunding, that sort of thing. So those are definitely open to you. The things that you're going to miss out on are things like, your own personal products, affiliate marketing, those types of things aren't as easy with your type of content. You can do them, but it's just not as easy with what it is that you're doing. So you're going to be reliant on views at scale for most of this. And then once you start getting that, then leaning into sponsorships would be the path. So you'd be mixing crowdfunding with ad revenue with sponsorships. And then that would be the things that you would be doing moving forward. And then you have a website here. Let me see what it is that you're doing on the website. Yeah, like here, you're doing affiliate marketing. But the problem with this, right, is somebody that's watching an American Reacts to Lisa video, they don't care about your camera gear, right? Like nobody cares about this that's watching this video. Yeah. If you're in front of content creators, this matters, right? But you're not. So because of that, you probably, if you look in your Amazon, I'm going to guess you're not getting a lot of activity on these. So because of that, I would try to think of other things that might be relevant to, the people that are watching your review videos. So on Amazon, I'm not sure what that looks like, in terms of products, but I would just sit back and think if somebody's watching review videos, what types of things might they be purchasing? And I would focus your affiliate links on that so it's relevant to the audience that you're getting in front of. And by doing that, for the people that are exploring your video descriptions, at least, it will, at least they'll be more qualified to make the purchases here. I'm going to take this down real quick because I don't know what's on the website. Because I'm just seeing if they have anything that they're selling here on the website. Oh, okay. It's just a link tree.
What are you pulling up?
I'm just looking to see what they're doing here. Oh. Yeah. So with your type of content, I would just lean on views at scale and then build everything around that. In terms of, the monetization side. Because what it looks like to me, it doesn't look like you're a travel channel. You said you do cultural travel. That's not what I see when I look at the channel. Like I'm seeing your reactions to all of these different things. So it looks more like you're just like a music reaction channel, maybe for different types or different cultures of, music. But I don't see really anything until I get down to this Brazil travel piece of content that people weren't interested in. It doesn't look to me like you're doing like cultural travel content. Yeah, I really like with what you're doing because as I get further down, I'm seeing more and more of that stuff. So I have like, what country has the world's best chips, right? 132 views. Nobody cared. American Reacts right next to it, 1.4 thousand. Right. So like I would definitely, and the one before that, 1.7 thousand, right? And it was an American Reacts to Anita. So yeah, I would lean more on that stuff because for, your channel is telling you or your audience is telling you like, this is what we want from you. So I would lean more into that. Next up, we have.
Who's up? Who's up next?
So next up, we have Lumpees, Lumpees. They upload when they have time. They have been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They have a gaming channel where they post on the open world multiplayer survival game Rust. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, how can I make more clickable thumbnails using mostly AI? I usually give AI a few reference pictures, but it's very hard to get it right. So just as a heads up, if you haven't yet, try 1 of 10. I'm not sure if I have a link to them in my video description or not. I might, but 1 of 10 is like the thumbnail maker for YouTube right now when it comes to AI. But you can also, you can use ChatGPT too, but they look at your channel and they will pull in, imagery from your channel and all types of really cool stuff like that. And it's all trained on YouTube where ChatGPT is trained on making images in general. So definitely check out 1 of 10. But in terms of your thumbnails, I actually think your thumbnails are pretty cool.
Can we see
so as long as the game that you're playing, as long as this character is the star of that game, then you're doing the right thing in terms of focusing your thumbnails on that.
Yeah, I think they look good too.
Yeah, so they're centered, they're focused, all of that stuff. So I think you're on the right path there. But one thing that you might want to consider is like you have like survival at any cost, all that's fine. But things like this where it has like, solo, if this character's prominent, then you're okay. But if not, putting like Rust, or whatever the game logo is behind the guy might be something to experiment with as well. And then besides that, I would just hang in there, right? Because you're just getting started. So right now, you're actually doing okay for somebody that's only published 5 videos on the channel. I know you have some shorts too, but for somebody that's, pretty much getting started, you're doing okay. So I would keep going. And in terms of your eye for this stuff and making the right choices on your thumbnails, I think you're doing the right thing there. So I would keep going. And then from there, I'd move into the actual content itself and how people are responding to the content.
If you used AI to make these and you want more of them, and I think they look good, you can include those as a reference, and you can give it new instructions and then tell it to reference those images so you can keep a consistent style. You can also find other games, other gamers' thumbnails that you like and use that as a reference as well. And upload that and say, I want something similar to this, but change it to this game, change the characters, whatever, just so it has some visualization of what you expect out of the output.
Yeah, and Late Apex Garage says, AI loves the stuff thumbnails, walls of text, too many details.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to keep a tight rein on it for sure.
Yep. Yeah, but I don't know if you use AI to make those or not, but they look really good. They're simple, and I think they look great.
So next up here on the list, we did Sean Rides already. Actually, because I messed up on that one, let me just go back and read this question just to make sure
We're going back to Sean Rides again?
Well, no, he put in another question. I'm just making sure that we got him. Let me see here. Overall impressions of the channel. Okay, so we did that one already. So let me go to the next one here. Ace in the Hole is the next channel. Ace in the Hole does bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do personal finance for beginners. Super clear in terms of who you're trying to reach there. The question is, how can I entice more comments from viewers? I literally get 0 comments on my videos. Therefore, I have no chance to interact with viewers. So first, let me just see what it is that you're doing and just see what type of views you're getting. Because sometimes people expect comments and they're not getting many views. Yeah, so like in your case, right? Right now, I'd focus more on the content and getting the views up. And then after that, then start shifting into comments. But when it comes to comments, because you do have some videos in here, like 544 views, 2.5 thousand, right? Hopefully you had some comments on this. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a good example. So on this video with 2.5 thousand views on it that you published 2 months ago, on that channel, and here, I'll just pull this up so everybody can see this. So on this channel, or on this video, you have 2.5 thousand views, but you got 44 comments on the video, right? So people are commenting. So the next step is, how do I get my views up more so that I have more people interacting with the content that can comment, right? And let me just see something here. Videos look good. Yeah, you have people commenting. Some of these are your replies, okay, and then conversations you're having. So really, this is stemming from like 2 comments, really. So, okay, so a couple things. One, you don't have to put the video summary here because YouTube already has that. So you can skip that and just put the 2 people, same income thing. That doesn't matter. I just saw it, so I just wanted to let you know. But when it comes to getting more comments, the way that you can get more comments is just ask a simple question that people can answer in the comment section. So a lot of times content creators, they'll go through this big thing about like, hey, make sure you leave comments and blah, blah. Like, but they're not clear on like giving anybody direction on anything. So a really easy way to make it easy for people to leave a comment is to remove the friction. So the way that you do that is by asking a very simple question that they can answer in the comment section and just adding that somewhere in your video to where it makes sense based on the conversation that you're having. So for example, in this one, you're talking about, don't save money. Does this strategy work? Like in that case, if you're having that conversation, then somewhere in the video, right, look in your retention, see where people are usually dropping off, things like that. And before that, before people start heading out, you want to make sure you say something along the lines as it fits into your content. Like if you're talking about, investing into index funds, right? Then you would say something like, if you are already investing in index funds, let me know down in the comments. Just say yes in the comments, right? Like those types of things to where it just gives people a lead on what it is that you're wanting. And then it makes it more interactive that way. So you don't want to say, hey, leave a comment or let me know what you think in the comment section, just in general at the end of the video. Instead, like give them clear direction, right? Like say yes in the comments, or what are the best investments that you found in the comments, or what's the best money saving tip that you have? Let us know in the comment sections for other people that watch this video, right? And then by doing that, you're just telling people exactly the type of comment that you're trying to get. And then by doing that, you're removing that friction for people that, respond to that sort of thing. They're going to go down, they're going to leave their comment. Other people are going to go down, they're going to see that other people have left comments, they're going to want to participate and so on. So I would take that approach to getting more comments.
Man, their video looks great. The quality.
Yeah, it looks super high quality. Yeah.
It's only 1080.
Mm-hmm. It looks great.
For a 1080 video, it's super clear.
Yep.
Very sharp. Yeah. Videos look great.
Yeah, and another thing that you mentioned too is that 98% of your audience is unsubscribed. So that's a normal thing. So for your channel to grow, you need to be getting in front of new people, right? But you do want people coming back, as well. So you do need to, kind of balance that out a little bit. So make sure that you are somewhere in your video in a non-interruptive way, just reminding people, hey, I publish, by the way, I publish, finance tips for beginners every week. Or videos or finance tips for beginners every week. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. And by doing that, people respond to it. It's called a call to action. People respond to that, just like when you go to leave, or just like when you ask them to leave a comment. That's also a call to action. Next. So next up, we have I Digress. They're getting ready to start their channel. It's going to be an art review channel. The question is, I've been a professional motion designer for 6 years, taking the leap into YouTube in a big way. I have a deep understanding of visual fidelity and will be making highly stylized videos. Think Fallout-esque. I find that a lot of YouTube advice doesn't apply to videos done right from the onset. How do I maximize my visibility from video one if I know that my videos are going to be great? So when it comes to knowing the videos are going to be great, we have our taste on how we think things are and how we think things should be. And then once they are released to the general public, we find out if we align or not. So what you want to do is when you are publishing videos, you need to make sure, here, let me just break it down for you this way. Okay, so you mentioned that you are going to be publishing, Fallout type stylized videos. So with that, the thing that is very important to think about is thinking about what you're trying to do with the channel in terms of the goals you're trying to accomplish. Think about who it is that you're making content for, okay? So if you are starting a channel, if you're taking the perspective that you have and you're like, I can already make videos, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do. So figure out a goal in terms of what you're trying to accomplish with the channel. Don't make everything just about views and subscribers. Try to, look at a bigger picture thing in terms of trying to generate clients, trying to, change the art world and how people think about art, or, whatever the thing is. Like, think of something that's more meaningful to you than views and subscribers. The views and subscribers can be in there, but that's going to be a side effect of how people respond to what it is that you do. But the goal part is going to be the thing that keeps you moving. So for new content creators, you want to have a clear goal when it comes to your channel. Next, you want to get super clear on who you're making content for. So I don't know if you've been hanging out in the stream, but one of the things that we've mentioned on a few channels where I show the color panels on the thumbnails, and I'm like, yeah, this one's for this type of viewer, this one's for this one, is almost everybody, when they start YouTube channels, their content isn't for a specific type of viewer. So you want to make sure you get super clear on who it is that you're trying to reach with the content. And you want to make sure that you are thinking about what they care about, what's important to them, what they like, what they don't like, what, upsets them, what things do they, what types of things that if you say them, will they agree with you on those things, like all that stuff. You want to get like a really deep understanding of who it is that you're making content for. You want to think of how, with other channels that are doing similar things to you, you want to think about how to position your channel in a way to where you're offering something different and it's clear from the outside. And then you want to, get to work on making the actual content itself. So the way that YouTube works, you might be able to make beautiful videos, but just having a beautiful video isn't enough when it comes to YouTube. You have to give people an experience. So you say that you have the visual side dialed in. That's great. And your videos will probably look awesome. but you have to think about the viewer and how the viewer is going to interact with your content, because when it comes to YouTube, one of the things that they're looking for is viewer satisfaction. And that's gauged through how they're engaging with your video in terms of how they're, how much they're clicking on it, how long they're watching it for. Are they sharing it with anybody? Are they leaving comments? Are they subscribing to the channel? Like all these things. So because of that, you want to make sure that you are thinking about the experience the viewers are going to have with your videos, because it's not just about making beautiful videos. It's about creating an experience for a viewer that takes them through something. Right? To where you have that clear, beginning, middle, and end of the video. And then you are literally taking them through an experience of some kind, be it, educational, be it motivational, be it entertainment, whatever the thing is, you're taking them through a process in your video. So you got to make sure that you're thinking about that when you're putting the videos together. And then if you just do that and you put the viewer first, and you're thinking, okay, for this part of the video, why would somebody stick around for this? And the video just being pretty probably isn't going to be the answer, but it might. Why would somebody stick around for this? Why would somebody care about this minute of the video? Why would somebody care about this 30 seconds part that I'm doing? Why would this person care about this next minute? And you want to make sure that you're thinking about it through that lens. And then from there, you want to make sure, because you're doing art reviews and you're doing it in this stylized way, so you also have to think about the people that you're, like the potential reach of the content that you're publishing, because that's a huge part of this also. So if you're doing something really super specific, there might be a big enough audience for it, but there might not be either. So I would definitely look into that and make sure that there are other channels that are doing what you're doing that are succeeding, doing well, and all of that, because your goal here is to be a full-time content creator. So I would make sure that you are researching other similar channels so that you can see what they're doing that is working and what they're doing that doesn't work, so that you can make sure that you're taking the right approach when you're getting started. But most importantly, as a new content creator, if you've never published videos to YouTube, you might do awesome when you first start. But I do want to share with you that a lot of content creators, when they first get started on YouTube, the experience that they have when they start publishing videos doesn't always match what they expect to happen when they start publishing videos. And especially if somebody comes in and they have talent already like you do, then in that case, your expectations might be pretty high, and that's okay for right now. But when you start publishing videos, just all you have to do is just think to yourself, YouTube comes with a learning curve, and since it comes with a learning curve, I'm getting started with this. So if people respond, that's great. If they don't, then in that case, I need to go through the process like everybody else of learning how to do this stuff in a way that people respond. So I've already got this huge skill set that I'm coming in with that would take people years to develop, which is I know, the visual aspect of things. I know how to do all these motion designs and all this stuff. Like I'm really good at that, but YouTube is more than just that, right? So you have to make sure that you get all the other skill sets worked out too. So because of that, rooting for you, but just make sure that if you publish and that first video doesn't go, great, that you just look at it like, okay, no big deal. I'm just learning in that learning curve, and then we'll keep on moving forward with this.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about making content on YouTube, coming into it, even if you have the skills, you can be the best filmmaker in the world. Mm-hmm. But if you don't package that film, that video, in a way that makes sense to an audience who's interested in the type of thing that you make, mm-hmm. people don't see it.
Right.
People still have to find the best video, right? You have the best thing in the world, the thing that everybody would just love it if they could only find it and watch it. So you have to learn the packaging, and you have to learn how to make that thumbnail that's going to get people's attention and get them to click, mm-hmm. matched with the title that's going to make them want to click. That's an art within itself. As much skill as you might have with making films or making video, all the talent, all the time that you've put into building those skills, you're going to put in that much effort into learning how to package your videos.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole nother set of skills. Mm-hmm. And that, like Nick said, it takes time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like when you're getting started, like you might do awesome out of the gate, right? But I'm just saying if you don't, then just don't, just be like, okay, whatever, it's part of the process, not a big deal. I know that I know how to do the video side. Now I just have to learn how to do it, for other people. Yeah. That's where the line is, right? Because there's the stuff that you like, and sometimes that aligns, but other times, it doesn't. So just make sure that you keep that in mind.
Sometimes new
But you got this. You got this.
Sometimes new channels pop up and they just instinctively write the right things and instinctively choose the right thumbnails, and it works.
Right.
Like it absolutely. There was a young man. Do you remember his channel name? We talked about him a week ago. Young dude in a basement.
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's got over 100,000 subscribers now.
Nice.
He's just on fire, growing. Yeah, just young. He's just sitting in a basement, and I think he puts up a video every day.
Yeah,
every
just
day, every other day.
screenshots.
Yeah, It's just a screenshot of him in a basement.
Yep.
He lives in his parents' basement. He's a young man. I think he's in college, and he just talks about stuff, and he just writes a title about what he's going to talk about. It's not like a hooky type title. It's just
taking a penguin approach.
Yeah, and there's nothing fancy. It's just him in a basement giving his opinion about something and talking about something. And people love it.
And the production isn't good either.
No.
Yeah, like it doesn't look that good.
No.
Yeah.
No, but it works.
Yep, he connects, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Young dude in the basement, that narrows it down.
Right.
Yeah.
But on that note, I do want to remind you, make sure that you do check out today's sponsor, Opus Clip. Also, make sure that you do check out the video description as well. We have a bunch of helpful tools and resources for content creators down there. In addition to that, we have some stuff that we make. We've got apps for creators. We got browser extensions for creators. We have a school for YouTubers called Tuber School. You can find out more about that at tuberschool.com or scan the QR code that's on the screen. And I do want to remind you that, if you are somebody that's just getting started with this, or if you are publishing content and things aren't going the way that you want. Oh, and make sure that you check out the sponsor as well, because that was why D switched that back. Opus Clip, they'll help you repurpose your content, get more out of the content that you're making. You can try that at opusclip.com. But if you are getting started with this, or if you are hitting a wall of some kind, you're like, man, it just isn't going the way that I want yet. Remember that YouTube does come with a learning curve, like I was just talking about, when we were answering that question. And it's just part of the process that you run into these types of things. So YouTube's always evolving. YouTube is something that is a constant challenge in terms of, making the right decisions and all that stuff. So just embrace the idea that, you're in a learning curve, like everybody always is when it comes to YouTube, and just focus the most on the skill sets around doing the things and understanding, every aspect of what it is that you're doing when it comes to publishing content. And by doing that, those things, the skills, will help you be able to see YouTube more clearly and understand your audience more clearly and connect with them more easier. And then for the understanding your audience side, that ensures that you're going to be making your channel and the content around your channel that audience that you're trying to connect with, that they're going to love everything it is that you're publishing. So work on those things. Hang in there. You got this. Have a great rest of your weekend, D.
Yep, great stream.
Great stream.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody have a great rest of your weekend. Roberto Blake is also going to be streaming. He posted up a little bit higher here. I'm going to go ahead and just drop a link to his channel. I'm not sure when he's going live, but I'm just going to drop a link here. So he's going to be doing channel reviews over there as well. And his handle didn't work. Hold on, Roberto Blake. So yeah, I'm going to drop a link to his channel right now. It looks like, I'm not sure when he's doing his live stream. It looks like, here a little bit later. But here's a link to that, so you can go over there and check that out as well. But yeah, have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you
next week.
Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern.